Hello, my beautiful people. Good evening. Good evening to you all. Welcome to Liberia's Watch News. I'm your host this evening, Makabine Toure, and momentarily we're gonna, you know, join into some conversation here that has everything to do with Liberia, the motherland, country of our share um, love and aspiration. So yeah, I'm gonna be your host for tonight. Um, Amy will be joining us very soon, and the rest of the panel momentarily, and then we're gonna get into it. But how you guys doing? Um, Greetings to all of you, wherever you are joining us. I appreciate if you can go ahead and share the show, invite somebody so that we can share this evening. Um, it is important that we engage socially. This is absolutely important. At least there's a platform that you guys can look forward to at this time of the night. For those of you that are in the diaspora, and obviously for our people that join us home, join us live from back home, we appreciate each and every one of you. It's because of your support that keeps all that really keeps all going, and we couldn't have won it any other way than really having you guys buy into the idea of having this kind of show at this time of the night. But yeah, so I'm gonna be your host, and let's get into it. So basically, we're gonna be talking about the government. I think that was a breaking news because we talk about the government every day. Um, and we're gonna be talking about other political parties. It's almost like campaign time for some political parties. Um, we we're gonna engage with social issues. It's important. We're gonna engage with law enforcement. We all know the police in the news again. Unfortunately, once again for a shooting. So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get in a bit of every little thing and stuff. So as you guys get ready to get your popcorn, get your coffee, get your tea, I got my tea going. So that we can really get into the conversation. But please, my people, I'm begging you guys, go ahead and share the thing. Share it with somebody. Just share that share button. It will not hurt you. Nothing will do to you. You will not die on that. You know what I mean? You will not die at all. Just share and let get somebody in on the conversation as well, because we know now if we share with somebody share with somebody, that's the whole algorithm, right? That's how you gain a lot of eyeballs and a lot of stuff. So please, I know people are sharing it. We started with 2 people. Now is we at 8. So y'all go ahead, keep sharing it, my people. Y'all keep sharing that share button. Put it in the chat room. Somebody seeing how I work right now, bored. Share to that person, let that person enjoy, Amy, talking to them. But Amy very busy right now with something, but she will be joining us, momentarily out of, but yeah, so let me get into the conversation. Look, 2029 is far away, right? We all know that, right? It's far away. Um, but what is it that some political institutions, political parties are using its time right now to start doing some work? And the biggest of that, what is the CMC, right? CMC is all over the place right now. I said to say it was 2029. And people are saying, but why CMC doing all of this? Well, I got news for you. CMC is a brand new political party. So CMC is not like a legacy, political institution. They don't have any legacy right now. So meaning they are beyond the A ball, you know. And if you are beyond the A ball, you know, opposed to being one of those legacy political institutions like the UP and CDC, then you have to start doing things a little bit earlier. So that's what CMC is doing. That's why Musa Belede all over the place. You know, that's why Dr. Francine, if you're not messing around, she will slap the hair out of you. Because everybody just, you know, going right now because they don't have the luxury of waiting till 2029. Because they are not a legacy political party. They are a brand new political party that have not made any kind of wave or into the like brand political arenas. So they got to start the job a little bit earlier at their own advantage, right? Because if you look at other political institutions, Unity Party, been there, you know, winner of two presidencies already. Ellen Johnson, 12 year, JMB, 6. You know, and we know CDC been there too, right? So these people, they are established. These are established political institutions. They got their base, they got their following. But if you are CMC, you don't have that. You know, you can definitely add ANC there, Mr. Cummings, you know, second time participating in a general election. So he's no rookies to the whole, you know, arrangement. He been there twice. You know, other political party, my political party, you know, LPP, the Liberian People Party, you know, they too, they been there, but always coming short. You know, ACO, the All Liberian Coalition Political Party, they've been there. They've been in the vanguard of politicking in Liberia since 1997. So these are legacy political institutions, but CMC is not. So if anybody asks you why CMC is starting so early, I there for y'all, my people. CMC have a lot of ground to cover, and they're doing it at their own behest. All right, so that's that. Hey, Francis Harris, what's up, brother? How you doing? Good to hear from you. Yeah, we good. Amy as well. I'm good. Amy will be joining us shortly. But yeah, so my people, it's like brother, all we got, right? Civil liberty, the land of liberty, free land of liberty by God's command, right? A country indivisible with liberty and justice for all, for everybody. What do we need to do as Liberians that is holding everything constant, our civil liberty, our individual responsibility to the state? What are the things that we really need to do? Well, I tell you what, we need to take our political processes seriously. We need to get engaged in a discourse. That's very, very much important. We need to hey Tatos, what are you doing, brother? We need to hold our lawmakers accountable. These are some of our civil responsibility. We need to have conversation with them. We need to demand that they answer our questions, right? Representation should mean representation. We should not just wait during campaign time and decide who to vote for, right? While they are at it now, we need to summon them. We need to bring them to town hall. Let it come and talk to us. Tell us exactly what is it that they are representing on and representing us for. You know, I mean, I love the way Americans approach their domestic politics and how they hold their lawmakers accountable for everything. You know, and those town hall meeting, I'm telling you, man, it can be fun. Those people can grow their lawmakers. Oh man, if I see the way they approach politics in this country, right, that lawmakers respect their people. But on the other side, it's almost different from the way we approach our lawmakers in Liberia. We actually make those guys to believe, to believe that we are working for them instead of the other way around. You know, they are working for us. We employ them. They're working for us. And for any time that we feel like our interests are not being adequately represented, then they have to answer some questions. Hey DJ, Fix Electronics. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? I don't know whether that brother or that gay, but anyway, how you doing, my guy? Then we got Francis Harris. What's up? What happening? Tatos, my man. What's up with you? Tatos, you coming on or what? But yeah, man. We have to start taking on these lawmakers because these guys and girls, you know, they are too relaxed. You know, they don't feel no pressure. They feel no pressure at all. You know, and I think that's where some of us really, you know, and that's the reason why they need to bring back civics. Civics need to come back in the school system, right? Where not only is it imperative that we have it, because it really gave a balance, kind of perspective into the represented, you know, people that obviously the representatives, they know they're part of the bargain. We hold on our part of the bargain, but we can only know that if people know the basic, you know, civil responsibilities, and by just understanding how government works. You know, a lot of times I feel like some of the things that really bother us, at least up to after the Civil War, is the fact that people don't really understand the function of government. People don't know, you know, like their rights and responsibilities. People don't know, you know, what are the functions of lawmakers, you know, beyond the three cardinal responsibility that everybody understands, right? That is lawmaking, representation, and oversight. But there's so much more to that, though. Those are not just the three things. You tell you these are the three things. No. They are beholden to us. Yes. Because we elected them, and they should be able to answer our questions whenever we feel like it. Right? We can call them and say, look, Saturday on this day, we want you to come meet us at certain location. We have that power that our lawmaker, they should adhere to those demands. That's part of their responsibility. But like in Liberia, it's like the flip side of that, right? You know, instead of us making a demand, they actually, it's like kind of upside down. So let's try to you know, understand these things. That's why these educational, you know, having these civics in the school system will be great. Yeah, man. Wilson Johnson, bro. What's up? How you doing, Wilson? That's another thing too. You know, the whole thing is just upside down. Police officers, our police officers, they are getting attacked. You know, people are literally physically assaulting our police officers in these streets, and it's getting really, really out of control. It's getting out of hand. You know, how do we educate our brothers and sisters on these issues? That in itself is a different it is a different situation there. My man Eric, my man, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So you got so many things happening, but I think it's incumbent upon all of us. Myself, Eric, Amy, Gasama, Maurice, even you that in the comment section, you that watching me right now, I'm talking to you. We all need to do our share part to bring in positive messaging and stuff like that, so we can start really treating each other right. Because at the end of the day, the police officers, they are human beings too. They bleed the same way you and I bleed. You know, they put on their pants just the way you and I put on our pants. You know what I'm saying? That there is nothing robotic about them. They get hurt. Their feeling get hurt as much as our feeling gets hurt. You know what I mean? So understanding these things are very, very important. So these are some of the things that we really need to get engaged with, explain these things and talking to until one day they can start sticking and hitting. But let me allow my boy to come here, man. Eric, what's up, my man? Good to see you, my guy. I mean, you're muted, man. You're muted.
I'm good. I'm good, brother.
Yeah,
Uh,
good to see you, man. I see that you got a nice haircut.
yeah, man. I spent a lot of money on it, and I was doing the conversion rate in Liberia. I felt so horrible. that that's almost 7,000 Liberian dollars I spent.
How much spending $40?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did not know. I know because that's how
yeah,
much it costs. That's how much it costs around, my man. To call here.
yeah, yeah.
You're not easy, my man. Make it
when
all.
Megan, oh man,
Make it all. And you know what, Eric? Bro, you're absolutely right, my man. Sometimes you're spending some money, you think about the conversion rate, you be
yeah.
like,
I've, I've always take that into consideration, and the more you take that into consideration, the more pain that comes to your chest.
you move,
You're like,
bro. I'm telling you, be like, damn. That whole family too with full money I can be spending on the
yeah,
years.
yeah. It's crazy.
Oh, my man. We love you, man. I mean, so by the way, just forget about it, bro. Just do what you got. But yeah, man, what's up? What's on your mind, Eric?
Well, a lot of things. I mean, I heard you talking about the police situation, so let me brush on it a little. I think there's a distrust between the police and the citizens. I'm being specific with Liberia, where the citizen has got the preconceived notion, and apparently is based on experiences along the way with the police, that
Right.
whenever the police arrive on the scene, the area will be hostile and their rights will be violated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, judging from the way in which police handles protests, riots, and all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And once you have the citizen with that mindset that the police is not there to protect them but to harm them, then it's a very dangerous uh, environment that we are breeding as a country. May I remind you, uh, I'm certain that it was last year or early this year, there was a scuffle between the Liberian National Police and Armed Forces of Liberia. And shockingly, the Liberian citizens, majority of them, to put it in context, they were cheering the Armed Forces of Liberia against the police.
Right.
And when I watched that clip, I was troubled that this is a very dangerous precedent that is being set right before our eyes.
Right.
Because the police is the first line of defense for the citizen. When armed robber attacks your house, it is the police you
Mm-hmm.
call. When you and your neighbor at each other throw on a misunderstanding of what the situation is, you call the police. When your rights are being violated, you call the police. So the police is that first layer of defense that I had thought by now there will have been that coordination, understanding, cooperation, oneness between the police and the citizen. But for Liberia, that's not the case. Liberian citizens in majority would prefer the army than the police. The army was not trained to um, look after the citizen like the way the police are trained or to understand the citizen language. That's why they call you civilian. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, the army call you civilian. That's the kind of category they put you in.
Right.
So, unlike the police who are trained to understand the way civilian think, the way civilian behave, and try to cope with it, the army is not like that. So, to find our citizens imploring the army to ill treat or manhandle the police is not a good sign. But again, who is at fault? Who is at fault here? And those are things that we have to look at. And I think there's a need for training, more training. And in addition to training, oversight must be exerted with these officers. Like here in the privileged world, police officers have got cameras on them. So sometimes it helps to reduce um, the violence. Let's say a police officer wants to use his ego when he's reminded that he has a body count. Sometimes it helps to control him to say, let me follow the law. But for our country, we don't have that kind of resources. So when
Okay.
when the policeman is later agitated, he has no one watching over his shoulders because he wears the uniform. He thinks that he's law and gospel.
Okay, Eric.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me hold you there because we're gonna get into this police crisis, because obviously it got to be like that now, because it's almost um every now and then, maybe every month, there is this instance with involving police and all that stuff, and you got the IG who's always apologizing for some reason. But let even go deeper. You know, are we asking more of our police officers? Because one thing I know, Eric, it's almost like, is it, if you're gonna give someone a responsibility to do something, you need to do your part to ensure that that person has all of the equipment. By equipment meaning all of the prerequisite knowledge, training, and stuff. That's why the country, one thing now about the country, anybody that work in the country, almost like every 3 weeks he have to go through some kind of training. You know what I mean? And some of those training are even redundant. Sometimes you even get frustrated and say, well, I know the thing now. You know what I mean? But the science behind it, the more you keep doing it, the more it becomes something like instinctive, right? We talk about having a muscle memory. That's the reason why in this country you work here, you do this training over and over and over and over. Even you are there for 10, 15 years, you do this training over and over. That's because, and sometimes you might not even get in any situation that require you of those training. But there's a saying that says, be ready so that you don't have to get ready. In case of any eventuality, right? You and I went to school, we studied all of these things. I had no interest in science. That was not my area. I thought it was gross. You know what I mean? But it made out to learning anyway. But then setting down a feature, I started to grow interest in science. But if I didn't have that foundation, then obviously I would have, you know what I'm saying, right? So the police need training. We all know that. And not only training the police need, they need a proper representation. Is the police, because there's the thing, man. When you go to a job where you feel like the job values you, what you bring to the table, and the institution really holds you to a high, extent, then it becomes something like an institution that you are willing to die for, a career that you are willing to sacrifice your life for, right? Because it's almost like you are not going there with any kind of, panic or anything like that, because you know the institution gets your back. And even if you happen to die in the line of duty, the institution will take care of your family. Do the Liberian police feel that, Eric? I'm just asking you that question. Do they feel that sense of job security, that kind of thing, that this is a job that I proudly go for, and you know what I mean? Do they wear that uniform every morning, thinking like that, Eric?
The honest answer is no. The first thing is, these guys are on a pay, and if you were to take a walk in Central Monrovia, the first thing you will observe that Liberia as a country, we still have got a lot to do, is the visible extortion that you can see police officers doing. Taking bribe. In fact, not even taking, soliciting bribes from taxi drivers.
Yeah.
It's so rampant. It's very rampant. You get at the airport of Liberia, the first layer of security you meet there, immigration, police, all of them, oh, man, give me small thing, give me small thing, give me small thing.
That's not true.
And, you know, those kind of pettiness, things that are against the ethics. Why are they doing so? When was the last time an American police officer asked you for small thing? Yeah? Or maybe you violated and the man say, give me small thing so I can, let it slide. Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's around 0.00001%. That's how low it is for you to experience those kind of thing. But in Liberia, 90%.
If you made that kind of approach to a police officer, they will charge you mental illness. They will say, man, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. Yeah. But you see, and the thing is, brother, I have taken my time to understand or to study why these developed countries are ahead of us. And one thing that I found very similar to all of them is that they respect the rule of law.
Yeah.
They don't toy with the rule of law.
They do.
You generate so much money when you implement your rules of law. And in addition to that, the citizen will begin to comport themselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is, let's say a violator of a traffic offense, where you say it's a no-go zone, we can't take bribe, you pay to the government. Do you know how many the government generates every month from traffic violators or offenders or whatever?
A lot of money.
That's just one layer of revenue generation. How much do Liberia generate from those kind of things? Right? Everything goes in the pocket. In fact, if the man should have paid $100 US to the government cover, the policeman will request $20 and put it in his pocket. The government has lost $80.
That's true.
Right? So the issue about, and I'm not sure if police are doing it because they are underpaid or they're just indisciplined or both. But I think it's both. The guys are indisciplined. Even just by seeing them, you don't feel that presence of a law enforcer before you. The uniforms are all faded off. The way they carry themselves. Some of them the button is falling off. The belt are wear away. You see nothing.
The shoes look like
Yeah,
Sabino's shoes.
you see nothing in you that will intimidate you or will even inspire you to say, I want to be a police officer. Then yeah.
Hey,
So
Eric.
I'm
Eric,
telling you.
my man, I'll hold you there, my man. What? My man, that line you just use over there, my man. That line right there, my man. That line.
Yeah,
My
it
man,
is.
see, look at the man's shoe. Nothing inspiring.
Nothing inspiring. Yeah, will you want your son to be a police officer in Liberia? You wouldn't.
My man,
wouldn't.
Eric, more bow, man. Yeah,
No,
man.
no, brother. This situation it crosses across every line of government from 1847. We have been so, and we have not addressed that problem.
But Eric, though, Eric. So this is the thing, right? Every generation should be accountable to the next generation, right? And that's the essence of of being a bigger brother, right? Because you want to lay that foundation for your little ones, right? But brother, man, in a case of Liberia, it's almost like those things don't even come to our thinking, bro. We not like there is nothing like a legacy. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing like legacy should mean to something to people, right? Wherever you go, wherever you cross path, people should say, you know what? When Eric was here, things were done this way. Eric was a professionalist, right? Eric did everything by the book. You know what I mean? He was a value added to the institution, right?
Yeah.
That's what you want to. That's what you want to leave behind you. You know what I mean? That's what we're thinking about. Today we're reading the book of Abraham Lincoln. You know, John F. Kennedy. Like these people, because they left, they impacted society to a point where 200 years after they had long left this earth, people still read about them. People still talk about their leadership style. Why is it that we don't? Why is it that Liberians we are not aspired to be like people of leaving positive legacy, bro? What's going on?
I think it's because we don't have a role model to look at. You know, if you have a very good role model, that person teaches you how to be better, how to do good, and how to even surpass them. But if you look at Liberia presidents over the years, which one of them can you reference to say, this guy did this guy did that, and, you know, and so once I become president, I want to, you know, walk within his footprint. Most of our presidents are riddled with corruption. They are plastered with incompetence, misuse of abuse, and misuse of power. And the people that they have are all, most of them, sycophants. So they are not challenged. And I think part of that is that we have not had strong democracy as a country where people can compute. I give you an example. The Chiwe Party led the country for 133 years. In those periods, they never had an opposing party that would challenge them, you know, with the governance system. That's why they were successful to have run that country for 133 years uninterrupted. So when people become complacent with power, what happened is that they turn to law and gospel. Whatever they do, they don't care. Their actions and inactions, they are not accountable to the people anymore, because they do not fear getting what I refer to as rejected at the ballot box, because they know obviously they're going to rig the election. So there's nothing that can make them to say, okay, let's do this, let's do that in the interest of the country. Because and I want to say, people succeed on the basis of pressure. Here, you have the Democrat, you have the Republican. If a Republican president is there, he worries about the next election, and in order to avert his defeat, he begins to look at policy issues that will impact Americans' life. Because not only will he, as an incumbent, be defeated, his party representatives and senators or Congress people, they also face possible defeats. The way in which the president of this country government has a trickle-down effect on all of his party delegates. The people will get angry and will go vote against. So that fear of the power of the people has always made American president better. But do our presidents on the continent of Africa, specifically Liberia, got that fear of the power of the people? They don't. Perhaps it is this defeat from President Weah will now send a message across to other presidents to say, regardless, because we have, I don't know whether since you've been alive, you are witnessing them where our incumbent president got defeated. They are always sure of the second term. And most of them, you know, like Todman, 27 years, you were always sure until death took him out. So once you have the governors, they have zero fear for the people that they govern. They will have no vision. There's no pressure on them. The reason you went to school, not because you love school, you went to school because your parent exerted pressure on you. When you were
Right.
sleeping, they woke you up. But if it had left with you, you wouldn't naturally love school. You would naturally love to wake up early in the morning at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, to go sit down for hours and somebody just keep talking to you, beating on you right then. Don't even love that. but because of the pressure from society, the pressure from your home. So it
Right.
made you to accept that. But when our presidents, our representatives do not feel accountable to the people, they do whatever they want to do. So
Right.
that's a structural problem that we have inherited as a country.
Mm. Right. Well, Eric, man, look, you couldn't have put it any better. We need to do better as a country. Obviously, I totally agree everything you have enumerated as far as the problem with us is us, and we have not in any way graduated from politicking the way we have done for hundreds of years, because it almost seems like it's the same blueprint we continue to exhibit, right? So yeah, we definitely need to change. We need to change course. We need to retire the startup code. We need to look at other countries to see how the people have actually turned the corner. A country like Ghana then was in turmoil. But for a long time, they could not get anything straight in that country. But God had someone came by the name of Gerald Rowland. You know what I mean? He did what he had to do. And through that, the Ghanaians were able to see the role of self-redemption. And that right there now kind of triggered the form of stability that Ghana enjoys today. You know, so we just pray to God that the Almighty God will send somebody our way that will really come and try to challenge the status quo. You know, I think Eric, some of the things that continue to kind of affect us is the fact that we have not had a president who have not been beholden to the status quo. And when I say that, it's almost like we haven't had a president who came in and be himself. You know, like in the case of Gerald Rowland in Ghana, this guy was a German, German. I think his father was German. His mom was Ghanaian. You know, so he had experience on both sides of the world. You know, his father Ariel taught him consistency, perfectionism, do what you got to do, and not look back. And his mom's side of the family is telling you everything we do here, that family, you know, so you need to be careful, even if your nephew wrong you. Gerald William King, when your father start a life, you know, everybody will be here accountable. If you corrupt government money, I don't care whether you my grandma, you're gonna die. They got executed as brother-in-law, my man. You know what I'm saying? For corruption. You know, like, bro, do you know what kind of boss you need to have to execute your own brother-in-law for corruption? So that tells you how serious countries that are really willing to actually turn the corner for everlasting prosperity. You need to start doing things differently. Look at this guy in a place here, or how do you call it place here, where Afro men come from, Lim Kuan Yew. I don't know that Indonesia or Malaysia, so in that area there. You know, this guy came amended that drugs have become problem in our country. So the men started executing people. Huh?
The Philippines.
Philippines. You know, and in 2 years time, he meant business. Even though he kind of international community, the man committing genocide, but I mean, when something is systemic in a society, you need to approach it with different and he felt that was a way to do it. So basically, all I'm Singapore. Thank you very much, Edwin Clark.
Singapore, right? Okay.
Yeah. So basically, you see this, but Liberia, man, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Even the very president that we have today, and I know when I say this, people say, "My man, you didn't man do anything differently, bro." It is hard for you to come and become president and be having so many attachments, bro. It is hard for you to do what you really want to do. Bahia protocol. One day, somebody will come from the east or the west or the south or the north. That person will come and that person will say to hell with everything that we've been doing in our country. And that person will give up, a life. Yeah, but man, that's what I got to say on the topic. Say something so transition to the next topic here. But yeah, I'm done. I'm done with the whole thing.
I don't think your wish. I don't think your wish is applicable in a democratic space because to think of it, the people get the leader that they deserve. Whoever you voted for obviously becomes your leader. Part of the reason Ghana, has reached the level they have reached is because they have had stable democracy. From Jerry Roden was able to get away with some of his human rights violations because he took the country, at the level of coup, at the level of coup, So he had a mandatory rule, constitution suspended. So there were some things that he did. He only succeeded because of the circumstances at the time. And then fast forward, they have had very stable democracy, having elections here and there, rotating parties. NPP is in power today, tomorrow NDC is there. So it has helped them to an appreciable amount. But if you look at Ghana is still a front view city or a front view country, where just the sight that you can see on the road is look beautiful, but if you go beyond, you see poverty, you see hopelessness. I was just looking at a video on Facebook where this tanker was on fire. They were using plastic water to cut the fire off. So they too have a lot of issues in the country, but comparatively, I agree that they are better than Liberia, though. But I mean, we have President Joe who took over and he executed 13 men on the poll, but his government was still corrupt. So the electors must begin to cross-examine candidates. Look at your track record. But most time we are stuck with our political parties. You clearly see an incompetent man because he's a standard bearer, or he's in the political party, or he's part of your trap that you want to take power. So you have to go with him. And at the end of the day, we expect them to perform miracle. It's not going to work. So until we re-examine the way we vote, we will continue to live in the cycle of how you call it. Yeah, somebody said the guy's from the Philippines. Yeah, that's what I know. He's from the Philippines. That drugs guy you're talking about, the guy that was fighting drugs from the Philippines.
Correct. I don't know, Duriti or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
But Erigo, look, at the end of the day, you struck a very important point. We had the two-win party for all these years, but it still could not crack a chicken egg in terms of being said, like serving the interest of the people. And the document they his one coup d'etat against Tolberg, alleging that the administration are corrupt. The hypocrisy of that, only for him to come back and can't start doing the same damn thing. Like then what was the essence of killing 13 people? And history will have you, believe that. Matter of fact, the execution of those individuals, that was the break of Liberia, long years of suffering that up to this day, because those are some of the brightest minds of our country, irrespective of whatever it was. And some of the individuals were not even corrupt. Some of the individuals were not corrupt. And that's the sad part about it. And when you take innocent blood like that, sometimes, it become a curse on a country. It become a curse on a country. And the worst about it too is like only Liberia, where we fought a bloody civil war, 200,000 people died. And we have not had an absolute, comprehensive closure to those crimes. Perpetrators were not held accountable, up to this day. And if you look at countries that turn, flip, look at Rwanda with that genocide, people were held accountable, people went to jail, and their country is thriving. Look at our neighbor Sierra Leone. There was accountability after the war. There was a true and reconciliation committee set up in Sierra Leone. Perpetrator went to jail, right? But Liberia, no. We just say, okay, let bygone be bygone, and it shall be well. No, it will not be well, because there are a lot of people, there are a lot of family crying over there, and they seeing people that actually cause some of the atrocities on their family, enjoying the very government that they did everything to topple, that led to the civil crisis and their family and loved ones that I had a victim, my uncle, like and other family members were brutally killed. And I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but Liberia being a small country, I can almost guarantee you every one of us have experience with family member that died. So yeah, man.
No, but let
We can,
me say something. You reference Rwanda, and what I'm about to say, we might experience some years to come, if not a few years to come. Rwanda, I see people praise Rwanda a lot about development. It is good. But history has always taught us that if you keep people in that bubble and you control them, you become the law and gospel. No matter what you do, most times your end becomes very disastrous for you.
I
And
agree.
it will even affect whatever development that you're doing. We saw it with the likes of Muhammad Gaddafi. After 40 years of dominance over the people, we saw how he ended. Paul Kagame, don't forget history. He was a rebel leader. It was his warring faction that toppled the president of Rwanda. Since he became president, more than 27 years, almost 30 years now, he alone winning all of the elections. Those are dangerous precedences that he's setting for himself. That
Well,
because I mean, you're doing the infrastructure, but if you're not strengthening your democracy, the free press, who are the people that you're persecuting for the genocide when you yourself, was a key actor within a very genocide? So you run behind people on the basis of who has a dissent opinion against you. So some of these things are just smoke screen. They
no,
are
no,
not
but
solid. They are not solid.
but Eric though, you and I can actually have you and I can engage on the other conversation for a very long time. We know, you and I know very well the the uh the the leverage that Paul Kagame continue to enjoy today.
No, that's why
It
you've
is
been
not,
told. That's why
no,
you've
no,
been
wait,
told.
no, wait now, bro.
That's why you've been told.
No, it's not what
All
I've been
almost
told. Wait
all
now,
the international writing
Eric,
from that country talks about poor lack of freedom of speech,
Eric, Eric, Eric,
impaired
Eric,
democracy.
Eric.
That's what you're made to believe,
No,
brother.
no, Eric, wait now. Let me learn now. If you
Go
just
ahead.
coming wait for me to learn, then you coming understand what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
We all understand the leverage that he continues to enjoy today could not have been made possible without Western support. All right, his backers from Germany, even the very U.S. that I'm in here, right? They support him. All the MR rebel group, right? That constantly attacking, Congo for that mineral. You think where he getting that support? We all know he's a proxy of the West, That's who he is. That's what Paul Kagame is. That's why all his human rights violation does not appear on the Western, media, because he's a prop. He's a puppet of he's a puppet for them. But with the case of Muammar Gaddafi, we know very well Muammar Gaddafi was it was not like Muammar Gaddafi was a very bad kind of like dictator to a people, even though he was in power for very long. But Libya was a country that every citizen was thriving economically. You know what I mean? Every child that was born in our country had access to, if you reach the age of school, you had access to Apple laptop. How many Western countries, even America, in the public school, they children don't have access to Apple laptop? But that was made possible in Libya. And we know why they got rid of Muammar Gaddafi. Is way beyond documented now in Western journals. So nobody have to go. That was a war that they actually wanted to get rid of him, because what he was trying to do, at least what he was attempting to do, was going to be detrimental
And what was that?
to Western, huh?
What was that?
He was trying to introduce a gold currency. All right? Documented, written by world-renowned economists. You can Google it right now on your phone as we sit here right now. You can Google it why Muammar Gaddafi died, right? Documented. He was trying to get other African countries on board of introducing a gold currency, because his plan was, why is it that you have a gold currency reserve in the banks of Great Britain when they put in have gold mine? Where did the gold came from? They came from Africa. So there's the thing. If they're coming to get our natural resources, let's try to make it in gold. They should come and buy our gold so that we can get our golds back. That was a pushback. He had to go. That was that. And our country was destroyed. And now Libya is a terrorist state. So there's so many things around that. But I digress a little bit. Let's talk about
let return home.
let return home. That's a geopolitical, that I have a lot of flex on that. But yeah, look, by the end of the day, man, when I sit back, you talk about it'll be hard that other countries that turn the corner, like Ghana, right? Ghana had to do it through a military intervention, right? And the last time we attempted that in Liberia, clean the lives of 250,000. So that's not something definitely we don't want to go through that process, right? Because we tried that, it did not work. And we don't want to try that again. God in heaven knows we don't want to try that again. And that's what I'm saying. I'm praying to God that God will bless somebody, or leader will come from somewhere. You know how before God used to send prophecy and tell people one leader will be coming from the sunset. It's possible that could happen again. Somebody could come. Maybe that could be Mr. Cummings. Who knows? Mr. Cummings is one of the politicians that he's not beholden to any political interest in Liberia.
But from listening to you, does that mean that Bouaga is not that leader?
Nah, my man, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, well, there's the thing. It will not be Bouaga is not that leader. Bouaga is that leader, but you cannot excuse President Bouaga from the political hegemony. You cannot excuse President Bouaga from the political elites, from the political establishment. You can't, because he been with that group for a very long time. And once you are there, you become sort of like how do you call this? You become submerged into the establishment. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes some of your decision is being override because of all this. And LeBron, my man, you say no. It's a you touch somebody touch somebody, blah, 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 blah. That tune on there. But I'm talking about if you look at or Cummings, who's not entrenched into Liberian politics, something that haunted him for a very long time because people always talk about he's just a newcomer, right? Maybe or mere like that can actually lead us in a positive light. Maybe somebody that you know what I mean, that is not so much like impacted into the Liberian, political, space. What do you think, my man?
Well, the thing is, the way our constitution is set up, it is difficult for a president to implement his vision the way he or she wants to, because we have a check and balance system. The legislative branch of government is a branch that has also served as a hurdle towards development in our country. Basically, everything that the president sends there, it requires BRAP before they can enact, before they can pass, before they can deliberate. And at times, they themselves have competing interests. So they try their best to arm twist the president's vision to include their own selfish agenda. So let's say you have a Cummings presidency. Would you have a Cummings legislature? To have that, that means you will have to engage in bribery activity. And, and to bribe those guys, very expensive. Money meant for hospitals, money meant for schools and basic necessity for Liberian people. You're going to be diverting that to bribing them. When an international corporation or company comes to Liberia and wants to invest in the country, most of those groups will have to bribe those legislators. And the money that they will use to bribe them to ensure that they are accepted, they obviously going to infuse it in whatever they're doing to get their money back. Because if you look at the 48 laws of power, they say there's no free lunch. Whatever someone spends on you, the person expects it in return. So until we can relook at our legislature, and these guys are paid so much, but yet they are so corrupt. And in addition to the legislative branch, you also have a judiciary branch. But I'm just saying the first hurdle for Comey presidency will be the legislative branch. After that, the judiciary. If you look at most of the international reports, especially the US State Department Human Rights Report, Corruption Report, they listed the judiciary branch as the most corrupt. Those judges are, most of them are corrupt, highly corrupt. And when people do not have access to fair trial, they don't have access to um, impartial or how to call it, whatever trial that that should be outlined in the law. I mean, it weakens people from having confidence in the judiciary. And when people don't have confidence in the judiciary, you are breeding a lawless society. People take matters in their own hand. That's why
Right.
you find people fighting police officers because they feel that if these police officers are reported, obviously nothing going to be done. So we have to strengthen the judiciary. And part of the judiciary, by extension, you look at the Liberia National Police, right? The Liberia National Police, though they are sure they honor the executive, but they are the first layer of defense for our country. And if they are inherently corrupt and to a larger extent incompetent, how are you going to run that country with miracle? So most of the layers you go to, even the education sector, our professors, they take BRAP. They take BRAP. So how the quality of education will just automatically rise under a Kumi presidency? They're taking bribe. The other one was caught the other day soliciting bribe from a female student, talking about if you want B, you want B for Belgium, A for America, C that China, those kind of nonsense, right? Yes.
Is it beef or what, Belgium?
Yeah, B for Belgium, he was caught on tape. I think he was suspended or whatever. But
That's
the
ridiculous.
schools, the education sector needs reform. How is Comey going to achieve that in the scope of 6 years? When he will take a first year setting up government, the next year he will be addressing protests. People will be protesting all over. So we have a fully functional uh system that that is united against prophets in our country from every layers. So you
Okay,
have to uproot them.
okay, Eric, you're absolutely right. Definitely, there's a need to uproot them, but again, I feel like some Mr. Cummings have become famous for saying Liberia, even though it's something that Albert Einstein actually you know generated from Albert Einstein, that the definition of insanity is only same thing over and over and expecting different result. And the only way you can actually destroy a system that is deeply rooted in corruption and everything that is wrong, everything that is done to inflict hardship on the people. The only way you get away from that system is to attract leaders that are not member of that system, right? That is, you have to go outside and look for something different, because one thing I know, Eric, that bro, all the people in, matter of fact, 70% of Omen Bagai government official are people that either he went to school with or people that he worked with before. And one thing I know, when you try and push him that is strictly meant for growth, development, and prosperity, you will need to go and look for the talent outside of your nest. You need to go find people from different sectors, people that are not your inner circle. Because in leadership, when the more you bring people around you that you have joked with, that you have sat down and share battle with, they tend to not take you seriously. You know what I'm saying? They tend to not really, but if you're working with people that is strictly work, then the expectation become harder. But let me hold you there. Let me come to Morris. Morris, look, welcome to the show. So where you came and met us, we're just gonna hold you down and stuff, because I know Melo, you've been in the trenches, so you understand all of the complexities of the Liberian politics. So we're trying to find solution to some of our ills. It's like Liberia, we are notoriously known for putting 01 in new battles. You know what I mean? The one don't change, but just the battle. So Morris, my man, how do we change that, my brother? How can we change that style? Because the spokesperson that there for the United Party right now, that man was there doing Madam Selita. You know what I'm saying? Like like nothing changed. The only thing that changed, it's just different year. You know what I mean? and different head. But at the same player and at the same play ball and play girls. But Maury, let me get a point, bro. How do you
I think I will take it back from the starting with the police, if I may, before coming. Huh?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Look, you see, I was listening to you guys talking about the police, but after some time, I call up listening to you guys. But look, I said it on the platform the last time, right? And just to add to that, look, the country as a country made a whole lot of mistake, but the larger blame will go to the government, because you see, a post-war country. Let me just say this: when people make power, when they ready to make peace, after the peace, they're supposed to hold together. If they cannot hold together, then that means that peace that was just formality, right? Look, we fought a war. After the war, the country was supposed to do a whole lot of things. To begin with the police, right? The first thing, the government at the time, the Unity Party government headed by Madam Salif, they play lip services to the police. They did not pay no care attention to the police. Because when you come from a war, from a country, from a war, you expect the people to be very violent because why they are being exposed to violence. So one would have expected the government at the time to pay more attention to the police, but instead they pay more attention to the army. You train the army, nobody was expecting war because there were a whole lot of mechanisms put into place to stop any foreign invasion. So you don't have to focus more on the army. Pay attention to the police, train the police, right? But instead, they did not. They train the police recklessly, and they just put them out there. What they did, they trained special unit in the police called EPS or some executive protect, just to protect the executive. The rest of the police, they left the police. As a matter of fact, the government herself trained the police and cast doubt in the police that the police not deserve to hold arm because they are not trustworthy. That was just wrong. That was wrong. The excuse Madam Sele gave was that all men said, the international community said the police is not yet mature to head arm. Who told you that? Who said that? We have a country, the war finished. Please bear with me on this. We have a country, the war finished. We're supposed to come as a country. Look at Sierra Leone. Right after the war, they did everything. They train the police. They feel that the police is there. They get an arm. Because what they deserve the whole arm. But unlike Liberia, no. So there were a whole lot of problems. So as a result, they just left the police like, I know, they had to call the police, political boom. The police, nobody got respect for them. They expose them to the citizens. So, and this thing will continue. That's the reason why every government that will come, they will say, oh, this government police, Madam Sele police, Waka police, Jowia police, the citizen got no regard, no respect for the police. So this will continue on and on. Look, that's why some of us got disappointed, Madam Sele, because as a government, when you take over, you should look at something, at least that will serve as a legacy. Because no government will come to power and just do everything. It's not possible. What is your legacy? What do you hope to achieve? Madam Salif can say small, even the current, the electricity, say small light and big light. Because he promised six months he will bring current. In 6 months, he brought small light. He just lay back. He care less about the bigger, the man laughing. He care less about the bigger, so I mean, sometimes when I really sit and I ponder over these things, I want people paying attention because you have to see the genesis of our problem. Sincerely, we'll be able to resolve some of this problem. And she'll get labor because of, look, if I were Madam Salif, forget about 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. Let people talk. Let the politician talk. When you make sure you work on the current, electricity, supply the whole country, at least 60 or 75% of the country, electricity, it will be okay. You leave power, people say, okay, Madam Salif left this. Fast forward, Jowia King. Nobody know what Jowia legacy. What can you point out to say this was what I was able to do? Waka in power now. We will see. When he leave from power after 6 years, what will be his achievement? What can we point out? So it is so sad. And even the people themselves, the citizens themselves has their own problem because the way we elect our leaders, it really points to the fact that we're not even mean well for our country. Because Karl Marx said, the German philosopher said, politics is interest. And that interest should be the national interest. Meaning, if I know that if I want electricity in my district, or my city, my district is dirty, and I really want somebody that will come and clean this district. And Mr. Eric platform, he's about cleaning the city. I will vote Mr. Eric. That's why it means politics and interest. But today, Jabba beg or for somebody, they make good. I vote for the person. But to come to your question, right? Look, no government will come to power and go take somebody from different planet. He will be the same Liberians. The society, the fabric of the society is broken down. This behavior that people bring into national leadership, they start with that behavior from the very community. Look, I mean, just look at people from the very working place, from the very organizations. We are not trusted. Liberians, trust me, I don't even understand. So whoever that come to power, it just it's not even about, you ain't gotta take somebody from nowhere. You ain't gotta take people from Jamaica, from anywhere. You gotta they say Liberians, regardless of what. You only have to hold people by what they do. That's all. Like the brother was saying, America is strong because we value the law, we respect the law. Any country that where people not respect the laws, even any home, all the thing we're talking today, the police, people scared of the police. With all the nonsense the police doing, but we'll give them credit because the level of work they do in this country. We have to respect the laws. The Liberia, nobody respect law in that country. The government don't care. The citizens themselves don't care. So, Brother Toure, it does not matter. When you become president, you will take Liberians to work with you. How can you hold them responsible? How can you hold them accountable for whatever they will do while they in office? It's just about it. So Mr. Comey Mr. Comey have to hold the people. Mr. Barker, Mr. whoever that come as president, as a leader, because you're not going to take nobody from anywhere. Young person can be rude. Old person can be rude. Anybody can be criminal. It does not matter who that person is. You can come from America. People now leave from America, they go like, brother, they become rude, they steal. So it really doesn't matter. You just got to be able to hold people accountable for what they did. I will stop here for now.
You're muted.
Yeah, holding people accountable. That was Morris. Live dick there. That you can still, it is still permissible to put 01 in new battle, but just do your best to hold them accountable. That was essence what Morris was just saying. Yeah, accountability definitely goes a long way. Once you feel the whole people accountable, there where things really tend to spill and things just go out of control. But let's talk about this. That we talk about politics, we talk about timing. When is it appropriate for people to start campaigning? Do you have to wait 2 years to election? Do you have to wait 1 year to election? Or whatever you feel fit? What is appropriate for campaigning? Let's start with you, Eric. And the reason I'm asking this question is because we have this thing going on, man. Mr. Cummings had an interview on the other network where he says so many things.
Mm-hmm.
He took little dig at the government. That things are bad, things have not changed and all of that stuff. And he also makes some inroads, going to a couple of intellectual forums and, visiting West Point and all of that stuff. And obviously you got the CMC too, going around doing that, soliciting, vote or something like that. So when is it appropriate, Eric? Start with
yeah. Before I address that, I just want to clarify. I think I saw you highlighted a comment from one of our followers who said, "We have arm embargo. The arm embargo was terminated by the United Nations since 2016 May." So I just thought to clarify that. Yeah, I work with I work with when I was in Liberia many years ago when Malateli was president. I had the privilege to work with one American, and we're joking about some issue about police. She told me, she said, Eric, in America, when the police officer stopped me, I stopped. Then she asked, she said, do you know why? I said, no. She said, because they have two things. They have guns, they have vehicles. She said, I work in Kenya. When the Kenyan officer stopped me, I stopped. And I said, why? She said, because they have guns. They don't have vehicle, but they have guns. But in Liberia, when a police officer stopped me, I don't stop. So I said, why? She said, they don't have guns. They don't have vehicle. So they able to catch me. And,
That's true.
but I understood it that if you do not fully prepare your police, you're not going to curtail crime. You're not going to achieve anything. So let's jump to your question. Uh, Officially, it is the National Elections Commission that should open up campaign, and campaign is always in the year of election. I'm sure campaign lasts for less than 2 months. Less than 2 months. Yeah. Campaign means you have the right to go out and tell people, vote for me. You have the right to print t-shirt, to put flyers or and say, vote for me. That's campaign. But what people are engaged in right now, we call it pre-campaigning. They will not tell you, say, vote for me, but they will be in a community, maybe sharing rice and doing things. And then they say they are strengthening their political parties, outreach, and activities that they are doing. Sometimes you find a political party just condemning government, which is in keeping with their scope of operation too, or the mandate. But active campaign is a month to election, and that will be decided by election commission. They usually announce the campaign period to say from this day to this other day is campaign. That's why in election year, it is a year that we do voter registration, they do the verification, they do everything. And then campaign is the last thing. After the campaign, you go and vote. So any other thing somebody is doing outside of that, and if you have cogent evidence or proof that the person is campaigning, you can take them to LEC and they can be held accountable for that.
Okay. What say you, Morris? Is this
Yeah. Yeah, the first thing, let me talk about this embargo thing. Look, I think the person was referring to the police now holding arm and stuff like that. Look, arm embargo, you mean our security can hold arm. It only mean that we cannot buy arm as a country. That all it mean. The arm embargo that was posed on Liberia. Liberia is now qualified to buy arm. But it mean that as a national government, our security cannot hold gun. No, that's not what you mean. But to answer your question, right? Look, campaign can be timed in two ways, right? One could be subjective. Look, from the day you realize yourself as a mature person or as an adult or as a person, campaign start, especially when even if you don't have ambition, or even if you don't have interest in any political office, but where their campaign start. Because, and why do I say that? When you aspire to run for any public office, they start judging you from 20 years back. They start judging you from 15 years back. So in essence, your character is also a form of campaign. What you do, your do's and your don't, is also a form of campaign. So, and you're not just gonna come from the blue sky and say, "Oh, in 2 years' time, you aspire to be, you want to be president, you want to be vice president, you want to be senator." You don't expect people to judge you from your past, from 5, 10, 15. Sometimes they can even hold you accountable for what your grandfather did, or probably for what your father did. And this is why I always say to people, right? We have to mold our behavior in a sense that our innocent children don't have to defend anything that we're doing today. I don't want anybody to hold my children tomorrow. They say 15 years, this is what your father used to do. What about that child not responsible? Got nothing to do with that child. Got to be fighting to defend that. Especially where we are emerging into a more technological world. So we have to be careful. So in a short answer, campaign start from the time you've been knowing yourself, right? When we're talking about politics, yeah, we all know that political campaign starts when you actually nearing of election. You can go out there campaigning, telling people that yes, I'm no more an aspirant. I'm now a candidate. So you guys vote for me. Oh, I'm an aspirant. I'm aspiring to be candidate to be president. So, so that is a political campaign, But look, anything you're doing, whether you like it or not, is also a form of campaign. It can either go against you or it can go in your favor. So, in short, Mr. Toure, our character is also a form of campaign. When you say, if I come here right now and say this, President Bouaka doing this, or President Bouaka not doing this, it could also be a campaign for President Bouaka, or it could be a campaign against President Bouaka. So it's just a subjective term. In short, you can define it the way you want to define it. I'll give it right back to you.
All right, Morris, thank you very much. Yeah, so because the reason why I'm asking this question is almost like, we're accustomed to seeing, political campaign, goes on. Let's say when election is scheduled for 2029, we all know that people will start pre-campaigning, be around 20, like late 2027. When 2028 rolls around, then it really get into it. But 2 years into our term and seeing all these opposition making waves and making something like that, you're like, oh damn, I think this is a nuance of how politicking is done in Liberia. But again, man, Liberia, every day we almost get something different, something new. Oh my God, I'm so happy that Amy is here right now.
What do you mean? Hey, you guys, how are you? How is Toure treating you all?
Oh man.
The pressure on him not easy. I mean, he not understand the seat that you can sit in.
I mean, only Amy knows what she does, man. I am so happy right now. Oh my God.
No, you're not going anywhere. You got
you can see the relief in the man. Like
I just went like this. As soon as she came, I just went like this.
No, stop that.
Maybe you have to understand. I'm sitting in front of two intellectual tycoons. The men putting me in Zico.
Maybe they make him bring no hot topic because he won't be bashed. He just going around the men talking civil society thing because he want no criticism.
Right.
He's a smart guy. I like him.
He wasn't prepared.
Look, man, at the end of the day, my man, I like the conversation, right? I don't like the Amy can take that because Amy have a very thick skin. But for me, I'd try to be very mellow, you know what I mean? But Amy is a tough girl.
But Toure, are you leaning towards a political party or stuff like that, or what is the ulterior motive of this question? Do you have an issue? Do you have a point? Yeah, what is the ulterior motive of this question, if I may ask?
Well, no, for me, I was driving from the space of like, we know CMC is.
I mean, I'm sorry to say ulterior motive. What is the motive? I shouldn't use the word ulterior. What is the motive?
No, because obviously we have had a lot of criticism, especially coming from the ANC perspective, right? That we had, Daniel Sando, is that right? The
deputy spokesperson.
Right. He has some harsh words for Mr. Cummings, and also I've heard a couple of backlash too from the CMC Unocan. People are saying, but why they hissed about and all of that stuff that so I just wanted to put that out there because obviously you guys are more entrenched into the Liberian political establishment more than some of us, even though we share this platform with y'all, but I just wanted to know when is it too early to start campaigning in Liberia? I just wanted to know that. And from a CMC standpoint, you can obviously almost agree to them that time is of essence to them. They are not a legacy political institution, and by legacy I mean like the CDC of the world, the Unity Party of the world, to a larger extent the ANC that have participated in 2 elections, and CDC, we all know they are produced or president, and United Party, vice versa. But if you are the CMC, you have absolutely no legacy establishment. So waiting for 2029 become almost like you committing a suicide mission. You know, so I can see why they are so, like have been on moving in full-blown campaign mode in 2025.
I have a contrary view. I really have a contrary view on that. I don't know whether it is timely for me to really respond, but I have a contrary view to that whole CMC, Wi-Fi, campaign or Wi-Fi movement. I have a contrary view to that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can have a contrary view all you want, but at the end of the day, there is not a prevailing political institution right now that is making headway with their CMC. I mean, you can almost just decide not to accept that. But
that's what I say. That's what I say. I have a contrary view to that.
They are engaged in every localities. You know what I mean? Their work has no borders. They are in Nimba, they are in Bon County, they are in Lofa, and this guy is thinking about going Grand Gide, Grand Crew. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Every politician, right? In short, in probably five seconds, because this is not the time for that discussion right now. But every politician, right, that aspire to be president, they go by their compelling story. That compelling story is what drives people. That what drives people towards that person. President Weah has a story, where he came from, where he started from. Every politician. So anyway, let me just stop there, man.
No, I mean, I don't want to stop there because even
you want me to go?
Everybody have a compelling story. I totally agree with you, but I think
you want me to go?
No, I think the Liberian people are sick of the story. I think Liberian people are sick of rhetoric.
No, they would never get
Liberians, no. Liberians want action now. You know what I mean? Liberian want to see what you're doing for me prior to you becoming president. I think that's what Liberian people want.
Yeah, but Toure, he can be 10 skyscraper. He become president, he become criminal, he become the biggest criminal ever in the history of. That can happen. So that is not a yardstick. That is not a yardstick to mention a good president or a good leader. Well, he can be 10 skyscraper in every city. He can become president and become the most criminal, the most notorious president ever in the history. So that is not a yardstick. That's what I say. A compelling story. Nobody gonna be judging you because you Toure, you better. They're gonna judge you as to who you are. Where have you been? Where have you been? Where you came from? Who you are? That's why the intelligentsia gonna judge you by, not because you go around dividing money to people, building houses. No, it's just simple as that.
Hold on, Eric. Let me hit this thing coming. Morris, look, let me tell you.
Tell me.
They say.
Well, you see, man, let Eric come on. Let Eric come on.
I mean, you see, there's the thing. You keep indicting me on becoming something that I'm not.
I don't know, Toure. I would need to order you.
I haven't made any public. I have not made any public pronouncement.
You bet too much about this.
Let me leave it to you. Look,
Toure, you are compromised. You are compromised. Let me flash something in quick. You have been tempered with. Let me see. Yeah, it's something already. You have been tempered with. But let me say something. What Brother Gassama said, I have absolutely no objection to it. He's 100% right. The electorates look at your story, and when they say they look at your story, that means things that you've been engaged with or in, even prior to you having knowledge about wanting to contest for presidency. Your life, they look at your life and say, this man, he grew up in poverty, he grew up in hopelessness, he overcame this, he did this in his private life. When he had no mindset of wanting to do this, he was reaching out to people. Those are things electorates, they don't easily forget. If you look at what Bidete is doing, it is good. I commend him to even do more. But let me tell you, the average electorate already got at the back of their mind that Benedict had all the money some 12 years ago. Why he didn't reach out to
Thank
us
you.
until he formed a political party before? Not just that he formed political party, but he has made himself the political leader of that institution.
I
He has
told you.
also announced that he's not going to run to be representative again. He's going to run to be president. So whatever good
Lord
that he does
Jesus.
right now, the people are not going to appreciate it from the genuine perspective. They're not going to
It's
see it
not.
that the man is doing it because he wants our
You
votes.
want something. Yeah.
And when the people have that mindset for you, brother, you're gonna be like Mills Jones. I don't care how many millions that I give them for loan, they will eat it and they will reject you. He's doing good. And let me say the reason what he's doing is even tantamount to campaigning or pre-campaigning. But the NEC would not be the NEC is like a court. They don't go after cases. Conscious Liberian who think that he's violating the election law can formally complain him to NEC before
Right.
NEC will take action.
All
But
over the
in as
world.
much as no one has complained him, he keep going. And in fact, it's even good for our economy because he's making some people employed. He giving money to people, is running the economy. So we'll not interrupt him from doing that. But with that lane in the presidency, as a student of political science, I can say he's far from it.
No,
Because the pardon?
no, go ahead, Lane.
Yeah, he's far from it because uh everything that he's doing now, the people say because he won't vote. So they're gonna scrutinize that too. Uh we around 5 million people, 5.2. The electorate is around a little over 1 million, right? It's not a different human being you're going to see human being who been voting. Look, go and do your research from 2005 to 2025. More than 75% of Liberians have voted on the two parties. More than 75%. So that's just 25% of the people out there. In fact, this gun election was even worse. We are high 40, Bwaka have 40. So that means 80% of Liberians prefer either CDC or United Party. So that 20% vote outside.
Well, all of them did not vote. So
No, I mean the electors, those who were registered to vote. They serve as a replica of all of us or a representation of all Liberians, right? So 80% of the people that have the right to vote, they have decided on two political parties. So how is he going to crack any of these parties? He will get maybe party leader here and there, but the philosophy, the dogma, the
you trying to
rhythm.
call Peter a happy bird too?
No, I don't. I don't want to call him helping friend, but obviously he will end up to be somebody to endorse at a later date. That's all I can say.
No, you see, look, Eric, you're absolutely right. At the end of the day, this and Maurice should know me more than anybody on this platform. You see, for me, I try to be as objective as I can be. I want people that are impacting lives. You know what I'm saying? And it don't matter where it is at. Do you know the bridge Musa Belede built in Nema County? Do you know?
Give me a break.
Do you know what? Do you know what that did for the people lives in that area? And the one he's attempting to build in Bon County right now. Do you know how that's going to impact lives in those areas? How that's going to literally in rainy season, people are getting kino to cross the rivers. Like you see, these are some of the things that we're looking at. I'm not looking at the CMC. Like I said, this is not an endorsement of the CNC. If it's gonna happen, it's probably gonna happen.
They need to send some money here because you keep calling that name here. So
somewhere down the line, right? Right. But Eric, though, if you know me, for me personally, I'm about the people. Political rhetorics, stories do matter. Story resonate with people. And everybody should come up with a story. That's very important. But at some point,
Tommy,
we have to look beyond what these stories are. You know what I mean? Joseph Barker went to school. He grew up as an orphanage. He had one pair of shoes. He had one pair of.
You caused George to have one pair of pants, correct?
He had one pair of Scoopies. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
We have gotten these stories, bro. You know,
But
Pre- President
do it,
William
sorry.
Duncan Gibraltar with grandmother. Whenever the Liberian people I give you to can give him 6 years, he reached a Jamaican woman. You know what I'm saying? Bro, his brother-in-law
You
to
and
Jamaica. You
you
know,
and
gave him
everybody go
access.
Southway now.
Gave him access to our
No,
gold
no,
mine
it
in
is
Yeah,
that.
everybody
Nigeria.
corrupt, but that's not
Come
even
on,
the
man.
corrupt people in that
Come on,
there.
No.
Eric. Eric.
Do it,
That
do
is
it. Let me
true.
ask you.
That is true.
Do it. Let me
Bro.
ask you. Do it, sorry. Let me ask you one question. Are you not troubled or bothered by the source of income that ability, is using to pump money in those kind of giant side projects that even government of Liberia not capable of doing? Is he taking it from his business money? If so, what kind of business is he running that he's able to take millions of dollars from to carry on the project? Is it as a result of foreign investor with hidden hands wanting to use him to take over our country? Those things don't bother you?
Well, those are legitimate questions, right? But we know very well if we can establish one thing on this platform, we know Billy is a businessman and been a businessman for a very long time, right? Has been in business for over 20 years. You know what I mean? And his source of income is almost like available for all Liberians to see. Am I concerned? I guess not. But is it something to be concerned about? Like what you talk about, like a foreign hand and stuff like that? Yeah, right. But if we just look at from the periphery and see exactly where this guy had one of the biggest refinery, in the country. You know what I'm saying? Like that in itself generate millions of dollars. And he been having that from a very long time. Except for now that the government is trying to bring a little bit of competition there, but they got been having monopoly over that for a very long time. That's a lot of money, Eric. You know what I mean?
But
That's
this man is indebted to banks in the country. He got loan that he has not paid, and he's doing projects.
What businessman do you know want to be spending that money like that?
To do that, for me, I'm troubled. I'm really troubled by my country.
Is indebted, bro. Every business person is indebted. Business people work with banks,
But
hand in hand, bro. You know what I mean? So even America here, all business owners, even our current president, he's indebted with banks. That's
but that's not the point of today. What business?
No, I'm just telling my brother.
What businessman do you know that wants to spend his money? Like we know all business people take money from the bank to run it and then get money and get more money, right? So with Musa Ability, like you just said with the 35 cents, he had been doing that a lot for a long now. He got a lot of money from there. But why do you think he's mad? Because he want to keep stacking up. So what business person do you know that just want to take their own money and be spilling it like that?
Oh, a lot of business owners.
You know a lot of business person in Africa that wants to do that.
Absolutely. I mean, did we even ask these questions when Mr. Cummings continued to spend money?
Mr. Cummings was not spending his money like that.
What do you mean?
You keep talking about Musa doing this, Musa doing that.
What do you mean?
Musa banned from that district.
Do you know how many money Mr. Cummings?
Yeah, 7, District 7.
He from District 7. Musa banned from District 7 since he was a little baby till now, right? Mm-hmm. Musa banned a Liberian since he was a baby till now. When did he know? When did he realize that Liberia had all these problems? Mm-hmm. And it needed to be solved. And from District 7, his own backyard, when Musa wanted to run he wanted that place, that's when he started acting like he so much love that second play or whatever. That's when he started acting like it. All of a sudden, he accusing what's his name, Prince Moi, and the guy from Margibi for being the one to dip in his little 35 cents. So he's trying to go hard on them. He doing that. And you hear applauding him for Musa doing that. Musa, I mean, I look at it as he stole from the people. He should give it back, right? I don't see it to be anything. But So look at that and say you would elect him, or people would elect him for that. And aren't you like really thinking about that to say that to look at it as something good? So people trying to see that people and like I don't know that Eric or that Morris said it. Musa been there all those time. He never done anything. Now he talking about office, running for public office and doing this. He won a higher seat, and then all of a sudden he become this Robin Hood, giving it all away everywhere. And people should just run at it and think that he's doing it with a good intention and something. And just giving you want pick up, you get one. You want pick up, you get one. You and just throwing it all around. Come on.
Okay,
if I were
ask you a question before Morris coming, right? So it interests me that we always critical of one side, and I use the same energy on the other side. Did the interest Liberian to know exactly where Mr. Cummings are getting all the money from, or why made Mr. Cummings to go away from the Liberian people for all these years, for about 30 years? He was not a key player, even though with all his status at Coca-Cola all these years, when Liberia was literally, burning to the ground, Mr. Cummings did not show face.
Are you right?
When I mean, the only time we heard Mr. Cummings, when Mr. Cummings, saw face, the only thing he wanted to be in the country was to become president. I mean, look, at some point we have to look at this. I mean, there's
you trying to compare Mr. Cummings' ability right now. Like, seriously.
Nobody in Liberia. There's nobody in Liberia, and I can put my hand down. No politician in Liberia that have invested, right? That have invested in the people prior to becoming representative or now wanting to become president. Their most ability.
Yeah, it is established. Lane like, well, yeah, crossover. But you want to compare Musa Belede and Mr. Cummings. Everybody knows Mr. Cummings to be an honest business, well, not businessman, but work something for his money. Musa Belede got all the low stigma and all these tricky things that he got surrounding his money. You cannot compare the two. You like Mr. Cummings or not, you cannot compare the two. But come in, Morris. Why am I even taking over?
The first thing, right? If I were in Mr. Belete's circle, my advice to Mr. Belete will be different, because you see, in politics, timing is very important. It's very, very important. I listened to one of Mr. Belete's clip when he went Banga, I think Bon Country. He said, "Oh, because of what Moi did to me and this and that, I challenge him. If he build one bridge, I will build two bridges. If he build two bridges, I will build three bridges." And so I listened to the big brother. I'm like, hey God, these are our baby brothers, our politicians. You talking like this? Look, in politics, timing is very, very important. If I were Mr. Cummings, there's nothing wrong with you establishing your new political party and introduce your political party to the country, to the people. Look, nobody can be president. No, it's not easy to make anybody president just because you king and you giving people money and you dividing money. In our politics, if you study,
done that, right?
If you study our political chemistry, it's very seldom. You just can't, you start building houses, you start building bridges, you start doing development, this and that, for people to just make you president. So if I were Mr. Cummings and Mr. Belete, I will introduce my political party. I will set my platform out there. I will tell the people what, because you just had an issue. In fact, it's still going on. You just had an issue with the government, so to speak, the LPRC. Then all of a sudden, that anger pull you out there. You start doing all these things. It's good. We appreciate that because the country is poor. We need this kind of development. But what drove you? What is the driving motive in that, in taking you into that, doing all these things? If I were Mr. Cummings, Mr. Belete, I keep calling me coming in. I will establish my political party, set a platform, this and that. After some time, when things quiet down, I pick up with the development. But again, probably that's how we see it. But I can tell you that from what we have learned over time, nobody have become president because you were dividing money around, you were going around building houses and building bridges behind people's houses and stuff like that. I've not seen that.
Dividing money around.
Mars,
the man
I gotta call Mr. Gongo to not be sure that you not be sure they struggle again.
But Amy,
attack me.
Amy, what is troubling here that I see my brother Toure is not taking into consideration is that Musa Belete failed integrity tests at FIFA.
He's trying to compare him with Mr.
When he wanted to be the president for FIFA body said Belete was denied on the basis of integrity. This man was denied. Sheila D's corrupt practices at that international level. I'm not a Cummings supporter or fan or whatever, but when Cummings worked in corporate America, specifically Coca-Cola, we saw the historic impact flying Liberia's flag without blemish. Belete first entry at the international level, we saw disgrace. I can't remember any other candidate who failed FIFA integrity tests that were denied the presidency, like Belete. So that became a national shame to the country. And Brother Toure is not bothered by this. It is troubling to me. I don't care how many bridges you build, but if your integrity, because part of the reason Liberia remain impoverished is because of corruption. So a man who has been denied to contest FIFA presidency on the basis of integrity, corruption issue, all of a sudden it turned to a millionaire and distributing money here and there, and we are just gravitating to the pervasive poverty, like I usually say, well, people supposed to need it. Then we are doing this service to our generation that will succeed us.
No telling how much you would want to take when he comes.
Exactly. No, they say there's no free lunch. Amy, no free lunch. The day I send you $200 from here, next I say $300. The next time I will start asking you, can we meet for dinner? Because I want something. It could be, in kind or other.
About this too.
What content is? Like you want to start doing? You want to start sending to get $200, $300?
What content is this, my people? Yeah, please tell us. We gotta call Belete to go here.
Eric,
please Mojito move here too.
Eric, you struck a very good point, but this is where I'll throw that whole FIFA stuff out, right? On ground that FIFA on Sepp Blatter, it was a corrupt entity, and everybody that worked for FIFA at that time, they were all labeled as such. It took the US FBI, right, to go and raid FIFA headquarters in Switzerland to prove that. Okay, by the end of the day, man, let me tell you.
But this is even concerning that a corrupt entity like FIFA will say Belete is corrupt.
We're not the entire.
So that is even more concerning.
No way. The entire entity was corrupt. Okay, everybody from head to toe, everybody that worked for FIFA under Sepp Blatter, and Musa was no exception. They were all labeled as corrupt.
Okay,
so they said, okay, we're not talking about the whole FIFA here. We're talking about our own citizen.
So this right here, you still need a representation at FIFA. Everybody was there corrupt. Everybody, according to America CIA report on Sepp Blatter FIFA, right? That was the case. But let me tell you this though. It really interests me that some of you are trying to bring the moral barometer to really look at someone, allegedly being corrupt. But no court in Liberia have charged this man of any corruption whatsoever. You know what I mean? The government of Liberia, oh yeah, I mean, we can all say that he corrupt, right? Yes. We can all say that.
It's right? Established.
Established where? Established in our court.
No, I said it's established in the street.
That's the thing. That's the reason why we always keep saying this, that Liberia is not a serious country. You know what I'm saying? if this guy, you seeing this guy embezzle money from government?
Toure, are you
Or-
saying that? Are you saying a bit? Are you Toure?
Toure calling
Toure,
us
are you
lying
saying
with
a
it because of ability. Hey, something wrong
What?
No,
with it.
Toure.
Asking you what?
Are you saying ability have never come in loggerhead with the government for money issue? And is that what you're saying?
Bro, I did not say that.
No, I'm asking
Right?
you now.
But I just told you that's not what I said, or at least that's not how I'm being misunderstood by you. I'm saying if you guys are
You see how hard it is to defend people like that.
no. You see, that's the thing. If you're gonna tell me that
The
Musa
government, the government have come in
wait.
contact. Mr. Ability have come in contact with the government for
They
money
may have
issue.
come in
Are you not
contact
aware
with
of
the
that?
government, and then what happened?
They may pay some of the money, the road fund. You're not aware of that? Are you not aware? Tax evasion. Are you not
The
aware?
CDC
Tax
government-
evasion,
the
even
CDC
under the Madam Salif. Are you not aware of that?
And that's
Oh
the
my
thing.
God.
That's where the
have lost
corruption
Toure.
all
This is
started from.
concerning.
That madam is jail called, that madam name. That she didn't want corrupted all the young men in our country.
That's not the point. That's not the
Yeah.
point. That's not the
No.
argument.
She's
The
no
point
longer on the
is-
political scene, Toure. We're talking
The
about the
point
one that
is,
said he wants to be
everybody, the
president
point is,
now.
everybody was playing the game. Everybody was playing
So
the
that
game.
makes it okay.
Just because, hold on, wait. No. You see, that's the thing, Amy. Saying everything, everybody playing the game and that making it okay. Those are two different things, Amy.
No, because we talk about ability being something from FIFA. You said
No.
everybody at FIFA will corrupt anyways. So that you justify it.
If somebody can read and they say,
And it's
okay,
because everybody there was corrupt. We don't know everybody from FIFA. Benedict is our citizen. He's the one who wants to run for president now. He's the one we that's his record we're looking at. We're not looking at everybody else's
okay,
record.
so
at
I'm
FIFA.
telling
We
you,
don't care about
when
them. We don't care about the people
when
from Nigeria. Not care about them as in, coming to run in Liberia now, but we care about them as fellow Africans, right? But this is a man from our own country, and he's trying to seek the highest seat in the land where we already have corruption all over the place that with no accountability. And then you telling us that we shouldn't look at these records because everybody else they were corrupt anyways. When they put it on this side, but the other people were corrupt anyways.
I didn't tell you to not look at these
I'm
records.
not Toure, man. Leave me behind. The CMC.
I am shocked right now. We have lost you, Toure. What is going on?
Amy, I did not tell you to not look at the records, right? But all I'm saying is that, right, we should not just cherry pick. We should not be. We should not do what we call selective.
Right now.
We should not do what we call selective outrage. Okay. I think that's what I think that's what we are doing, right?
No, we're not.
When we have other people, right? We didn't have that same scrutiny, right? When Bernard Uribe was running to become president, right?
Who told you that?
We did not have that same scrutiny.
No, you did not have it. I did. Who told you that?
When other people were running around here to become senator and representative, people that committed state crime, people that committed atrocities, including our former president, Madam Salif, a woman who donated the first $10,000 to Charles Taylor, right?
But Toure,
aren't you a champion for good governance? Weren't you just telling us we need an angel to represent Liberia? How can you defend your own criminal that they now? So then how we get an angel that you're just more than what you're telling us we need good person? Then how can you defend your own criminal?
That's what let me tell you what thing that Delon said. He said everybody will agree that everybody's corrupt. But start corrupt people and Liberia can go up fast.
I don't even know what Toure want to take this fight. What Toure want to take on this fight?
Fight, bro.
Wait, I don't even know what
because Toure was just contacted.
But I don't leave me behind.
Hey, Amy, do you know Benedict is in America right now? I want to believe he has met Benedict secretly. Yes, Benedict is in America. Benedict is in America right now.
Eric, you have
the man has been tampered with. The Toure that I know, he has been tampered with. The man met Benedict.
Oh my goodness, Toure.
Eric.
No, but confirm. Is Benedict not in America right now?
I think he gone back.
No, he gone back.
No, he just came yesterday.
He just came, yeah.
The man left, my man.
No, they make it for a program.
My man with no ability. I said the man left with no ability.
When he left,
the man got on the plane yesterday from Liberia to come back to America. He left. He coming back. yesterday. He probably here now.
I'm saying the making
Oh, video, I can show
yesterday.
you
So
video.
how he left today?
So you
They,
see,
they, they stay here.
so you see, you guys even know more about Benedict than I do.
Yeah. No, but you are aware. You're mad.
no,
That the reason for your sudden change.
Yes, they did.
You guys
Yeah.
seem to know. You, Eric, and Amy know more about Benedict's schedule,
Yeah.
flight schedule, and
Because we
around.
No,
work
not that
with
you're
us.
not aware. You are aware,
Yes,
but
we
you
like
just
what is
concealing the information. That's all. You conceal the information from us because you don't want to pin you down.
But you know
That's
what?
all.
Look,
You're aware.
Y'all been reading text.
the person that started with this
we
thing
lost
is Lin
to
Lakpo.
it, y'all.
Lin Lakpo started the thing saying last week. Lin Lakpo, my brother, I'm still the same old to
Where
that
is
you know.
Momo?
Yeah.
Momo said something here last week.
I'm as objective as I can be.
Momo
bro.
said,
Look.
I'm worried. I'm in across the road.
For me, I don't get problem with Mr. Ability. Look, everybody has a right to establish political party.
I
But
said, no.
sometimes
I said no to raise like MC. To raise not
Hey,
across the
Lin
road.
Lakpo, man. Lin Lakpo, Lin Lakpo know how to read English, my man. They got read English, my man. My man,
And then
once
he's still proving
the
it.
man said it was an integrity panelist that I have looked up to for all these shows for years.
look at trouble.
Falling prey to corrupt to the corrupt hands of Musa Ability.
Falling prey.
Lin Lakpo messed up, my man. My man, I'm looking at things objectively. You know, the people say
That's
not
not
every
objective
rule are
about that
equal.
boy. We know something like all that rub around you.
You know what I'm saying? My man, bro, let me tell you this, right? We can
We
all
gotta
agree.
check all your bank account from last 2 weeks from
Amy or Vision, the man started drinking expensive wine on the show. Yeah, Durant started drinking expensive wine on the show. Yeah, Durant who never had bottled water on the show. Reason I started the man drinking expensive wine on our show. I'm like, how the sudden change?
The Megan drink.
Why you coming with that story?
Megan
They were
drink.
drinking expensive. I don't what's a wine or juice? Some kind of something they were drinking.
Man. I'll drink orange juice, bro.
Yeah,
That orange juice I got from
Yeah.
Dallas, my man.
Okay, juice not expensive
My
these
orange
days.
juice I got from
Yeah.
Dallas. My man, my own man. You're incriminating me on this show here, bro. My man, I already gave on me, man.
you have, you know, Brunskin said something in Liberia. Brunskin said, once you're in the public glare, he said, you should not be perceived to be corrupt. He said that's the level of integrity you must, that's the level of check you must have. Because if people have perception, not that you are corrupt, but the fact that they have the perception, it should be troubling to you. So the fact that we, as your, co-hosts or panelists here, are even concerned about your soul, because you are losing your soul. You're giving all that vibe.
My man.
I'm concerned. I mean,
Eric,
I'm concerned. We gotta talk to our brother.
The first thing, right? To read. You see, Mr. Ability, that's what I said right from the onset. I didn't really want us to go into this ability issue, but you call for it, right?
Of course. I mean, look.
Right.
Fine.
Fine.
It's a burning issue in the country, so
no problem. The first thing, like I said,
I talk about that way, yeah.
The first thing, like I said, Mr. Ability can build all the skyscrapers in the country. He can build all the bridges beyond everywhere, even behind people's houses. He can build the bridges all there. But look, people question Mr. Ability as to how he came to this point. The first thing, politically, Mr. Ability got bad record from the Unity Party. How he left the Unity Party, joined the Liberty Party. How he left the Liberty Party, from the Billionaire Club. I don't know whether you're aware of that Billionaire Club that Mr. Ability formed. Everything. So people will judge Mr. Ability by this. One would just say, look, is it something that Mr. Ability really looking for, or you just want to be president, or is something you really targeting that by the time he get it, he gone? People will question. These questions will be asked.
And it's good to question. It's good to have these questions.
Yeah,
Boris.
this honest questions will be asked. So that's what I say. For me, timing is very important. I'm with your political party. Introduce a party to the people. Do everything. Sell your platform. Listen, right now, whenever you know the platform, he go around building bridges and challenging. When you go to the county, he challenge somebody.
Bridges.
Yeah. When you go to the county, he challenge the person. You have not done anything. This and that. What is this anger?
competition breeds
And you know,
development.
No, Touré, it's not
Well,
competition. He's
Competition
mad about that
breeds development,
35
bro. Are you
cents.
in front of competition?
He's
Morris, are you in
angry
front of
about that
competition?
35 cents. It's not competition.
Are you in front of
And he
competition?
says that all the time. Every time
Put
he
your
What
money
interacts
up,
with
bro.
these guys,
Put
he
your money
says that.
up.
why should I be
Put your money
scared of?
up.
Why should I? Why should I?
Put your
No,
money
that's not
up
what
at
it
the
is,
benefit
Touré.
of the people, right? Representation should matter.
Musa has
If you
refused to turn to
if you go
Paul.
to, like,
You are
you have
giving
to
a chance
understand,
to turn to Paul. He refused.
Prince
Just
Moyi,
few months ago.
Prince Moyi is my
years
senator,
ago.
right? Prince Moyi is my senator, right? Do you know how long Prince Moyi been senator in our place? You know what I mean?
Wow.
Oh, absolutely. We talk about representation. These guys earn more money to be able to give some to the Liberian people. All right. If they're not enacting law to bring development to the people by samfooning all that money in salaries and benefits, the least they can do is to use some of that money to help the people out. And that's what Benete is doing. All right. Amy, look, running campaign is not cheap.
Amos were the driving force for ability.
Wanting to become president, it is not cheap. Okay, nobody win political campaigning in Africa without investing in the people. All right, some come with money, some come with stories. All right.
Wow.
Stories might not resonate. Stories might not resonate.
Can you point out one person that become president because they were going around building houses and building bridges and dividing money? Can you point out one person?
Building houses and
building bridges, dividing money on people. Can you point one person?
Where?
I'm asking you. Can you point one person that you know of?
Where?
In Africa.
In Africa. Let's say Liberia, but if you want to go beyond Liberia, Africa.
I mean, obviously, I mean, you can look at Alassane Ouattara of Ivory Coast
and what he did. What Alassane Ouattara did. Who was Alassane Ouattara?
Alassane Ouattara was like the prime minister of Ivory Coast. All right.
So
he was building bridges. He was building bridges. They were dividing money on people. You were doing development.
Alassane Ouattara was the prime minister. He was working in government, right?
Yeah, we know that.
When wait now, he asked me a question. Let me
talk about development.
No, but let me wait now. All of the development that became new in Ivory Coast were all implemented by Alassane Ouattara.
Look at trouble.
All of it.
All of it.
Look at
the
trouble.
New Ivory Coast. Who brought in more money to the African economy than Alassane Ouattara?
I'm talking about prior to being
president.
Prior to being president.
But wait now, Musa Beleze is a representative, right? Is he not working in government?
Yeah, he working in government.
Exactly. So so what's the difference?
What do you mean? What's the difference? Well,
Auntie, understand the question.
I understand your question. You told me I should name you anybody who spent money, right? Build bridges, roads, and stuff like that, and made their way to the presidency. That precisely your question.
He asked you that question because of the statement you made,
right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, yes, it can happen, and it has indeed even happened.
And you say Ouattara, which is not true.
And I gave you an example. I gave you
an example.
No,
you did not give no example.
Now you don't want to believe that because you don't want me to even you keep interjecting. You know, when I try to give you a numeration of all what Alassane Ouattara did, right?
All right, give me the catalog.
The globalization of the Ivorian economy.
Look at trouble.
You know, a man who brought what we call the carte de séjour.
Look at it.
That really, brought so much revenue to the Ivorian economy because Ivory Coast were engulfed with a lot of foreigners, right? And the carte de séjour
identity stuff, bro.
Huh?
Yeah. It's like you ask somebody why your name, that the person say I live in Jamaica.
I've
That the
studied
thing
the
you doing.
geopolitics, my man.
That the thing you're doing right there. I asked you a question. Why your name? You tell me you live in Jamaica. You live in Jamaica Resort.
You see, my man. Anything I say, Lin like was say that not true. So I just
let me tell you something. Let me say something here, guys. Let me say something. So first of all, of all of Musa's something, everybody know Musa to be a destroyer. Musa will pull his whatever behind something to get whatever he wants. Evidence by what just went on with his CPP, with the Liberty Party. He held on to that People's Party, dragging it, doing whatever because he was trying to destroy the CPP and his internal motive that he had. Right after the election, what did Musa do? He let go of this sweet old loving party that he was so much chairman of, that he so much dearly cared for, right? Because he wanted something to be done. He never wanted that CPP to stay. We all know that Musa was given a chance to turn to Paul. He refused to turn to Paul. So we're back here. Musa all of a sudden he not turned to this he's telling the other Liberian Robin who robbed the poor and give it back to the poor.
What they were charged to do
and something. And Toure here tonight, the integrity, you know, we should call it dissector, right? What from that? That's a little science tonight. All of a sudden, Toure doesn't care about integrity anymore. He asking us to go do investigation, as if everything that Toure sits here and say that he knows about people. He going to do those investigations and make sure they're in prison before he comes here and tell us. Can you see how Liberian man quit to switch up when it comes to them supporting something? Can you believe that? Oh my goodness!
But I mean,
it's like I don't know what to say, and I'm here defending
you guys.
Like there's no way.
But Amy, here's the thing, right? I'm seeing the brother even going to the man is even going to Alassane Ouattara, yeah, to defend his manability. He's talking about foreigner, you know, we're taking what Ariko Ouattara. The very Ouattara is considered as a foreigner. In fact, his father is a Burkinabe. His father from Burkina Faso. So that was part of the reason that part of the problem that people had with him. Ouattara started work with the IMF, International Monetary Fund, as far back as 1968 up to 1999. So he has come from the private sector working for the IMF. So he was not somebody who you say he was building bridges in Ariko that what made him president. No, that he was building bridges that what made it doing. No, these are men that were heavily resented by the Ivorians until it took the French to dethrone Gbagbo for him to take over through that controversial election that they had.
Really though,
today, no, I come in, let it really pass. This is a man who Gbagbo even running for second term, they dethrone for him. This man has fingered the constitution, amended the people law, and today he's running for third term. And he's in his 80s. So what moral compass this man has that you want to link him with BDD? So that means when BDD take over, saying he's the yardstick for BDD integrity. When BDD take over, BDD will also be talking about third and fourth terms.
Eric, to be quite honest, you couldn't have been far from the reality, bro.
What are you talking about?
Oh, absolutely. Eric just came here and just tried to, bamboozle through all of those, assertion of his. Babu, Alassane Ouattara, yes, indeed, graduated from the University of Pennsylvania right here, in Philadelphia here. Was called by late President Houphouët-Boigny to serve as Prime Minister of Ivory Coast. You know what I'm saying? He was literally handpicked by Houphouët. So for you to assert that, he was the French came and dragged Gbagbo out to bring him in, all that stuff. Come on, bro.
But who arrested Gbagbo?
That's not what happened.
Who arrested Gbagbo?
When Gbagbo government was toppled.
If that government was toppled.
Well, do you know how Gbagbo got the power?
When the
Guapo got
governor
the
was talking
power
about how
to
Babu
election.
Guys,
Well,
please
election,
share the show. Please
But
share the show, please.
do you know how Babu got the power?
We
to
appreciate it.
election.
And then what happened? And then he refused.
He was
to,
toppled.
no,
The
no,
man
no,
was
he
toppled.
refused. No. He refused. He
Okay,
refused.
they'll leave Aricos and come
Yeah,
back.
let's
Hold
go down like
to
right now, my dear.
stage election, bro.
Let's
Come
come
on,
back
bro.
down.
Babu was the
Yeah.
cause of his own downfall.
Go ahead. I mean, what's the topic you have there?
Let's come back down. Alasan Ouattara.
Yeah.
That is related. But I don't finger a document, so we don't want you to finger the biggest constitution of the nation.
You guys are not winning other propaganda, something that you guys trying to stage against Musa ability. Look, I'm not saying Muslim.
Wow.
I'm not.
The Liberian people will decide.
I'm not
saying
saying
the Liberian people will decide, my brother.
I'm not saying Musa ability is a saint, right?
but we're not even doing propaganda. When the propaganda tank on, you will know.
You know what I mean? I'm not.
Later, not even real yet, brother. Let it
But it can start small now. It can start. This is the prelude. You know what I mean? You guys are engaging.
You're disturbing the country, going all over the place when someone
you guys are giving a prelude of what is it that the ability can we actually have to deal with come 2028, 29.
Welcome to the CMC, my brother. It's good that
we are here to be objective.
We need a post CMC near you. Don't be bringing Kansagongo broom near you. You gotta take away Kansagongo broom from behind you.
The councilor
you part of those sweeping those people that Kansagongo away. You part of them now.
Look, the whole are digging for me tonight, jumping over it.
I went like bureau. The councilor attacked me for the main business. Yeah, councilor Gongo realized the paper attacked me. They said I man will be
He's to betray the struggle. He not doing
and realized the man and the paper even give me his number. He said, "Yeah, my number. Yeah, bring to the office." I told he never went there.
Well, Mars, the people that paper have
money,
right? The people that probably got a broom for, like the people that to that jump behind, so probably got those people.
Look, you see, for me, Amy, why is it that Mr. Comey is making a 360 turn right now?
What happened?
Why do you think Mr. Comey is making a 360 turn right now?
360?
Yeah, Mr. Comey is literally making a 360 and telling the Liberian people he's not looking.
What do you mean he's not looking?
Mr. Comey said he's not going to approach politics now like usual, right? Mr. Comey is literally, you know what I mean, and I'm just paraphrasing what he actually said and how I interpreted what he said was to mean that he's willing now to go in a gutter. That's exactly what Mr. Comey. That's exactly what Mr. Comey trying to say. Mr. Comey is saying,
"But has people been in a gutter?
I'm ready now to win a gutter.
Where has he been?
I'm not going to allow
insulting President Bouaka, and that's
Mr. Comey is saying, I'm not going to allow anybody to defame me. I will have to defame myself.
Which is fair. You should have your own narrative. Which is fair.
Mr. Comey said, "Excuse my bullshit."
Look, all right.
No, you see, but this is the thing. Mr. Comey, what Mr. Comey was trying to do there, if I was anybody in Mr. Comey's camp.
Excuse my BS.
Yeah, but wait now. No, he said, "Excuse my language," right? I thought you were going to say BS, but then the man pronounced the whole thing out. They said, "You see that bullshit? They talking about that gay issue." You know what I mean? I was like, "Oh shit!"
But he told his excuses language.
Mr. Comey is really becoming a. But you see, it's hard for a man like Mr. Comey to come up with that kind of posture, bro. You're not built like that, you know. And the more you try to project that, people even laugh at you. That's why if I was the one prepping Mr. Comey up for that engagement, I would have said, "Mr. Comey, it will be enough for you to say you guys are going to see a different Comey come 2029. right? You don't have to tell the people how you're gonna come about. You're not gonna, you don't have to tell
They
the
just
people,
need to see it out of the blue.
right? You know what I'm saying, right? But when you come down, you see it, you know, that nonsense there, that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
might be cousin my cousin.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need that. That is not necessary.
Let them hear it come from your mind.
Let people hear it, then people say, oh, they may rather change your, you know what I mean? Like something like that. But you don't want to come and announce that.
Mr. Cummings is just
tired.
tired.
I think damn, man, what's going on?
The gay thing
No,
that depends on him way too much, so he just adjusted about it.
No,
And I
but
think that's why but he, like I said, he did himself no good when he had that interview. He should have said something to clean that up. The way he said it out, even I used to be defending Mr. Cummings, but when I heard that interview, I was like, say what?
Look at my man Lin Lapo, man.
No, but even the interview.
What are you trying to tell me here? But I don't know what he was trying to say, but he's supposed to clean it up, but he did not. And the guy even give him the opportunity to do so. And he said, I already said what I said. I said, no, you didn't say it right. That's not gonna be good.
Yeah, you
cannot say it's a lifestyle that I've struggled with. That means it's your lifestyle. That's what that is saying. I mean, unless you can interpret any other ways, but
look at my own man Lin Lapo here. What we exhibited tonight
can see
is a
tonight.
macrocosm of the corrupt
can see what you're doing.
I mean, Eric, you believe that?
But Mr. Cumming himself lack the understanding of politics in Liberia over the years. He has not understood the language that the Liberian people can understand. So as a result, the people that surround him, they can do anything. They can do anything they want to do. Mr. Cumming don't, because you see, when you got people around you, what they're doing, you should also be aware of what they are doing, whether they are doing it right or wrong. Mr. Cumming even got good communicators around him. No, communicators are poor. The only thing they do, they just come on social media, attack people. Say for instance, the recent interview Mr. Cumming had. Okay, Mr. Cumming, he when he talking on as a politician, the government came and responded. It's equal because Mr. Cumming got the right to speak the way he want to speak. Equally so, the government also has a right to say, to respond. Now, Mr. Cumming, people that run Mr. Cumming, what their own work to do is to explain what Mr. Cumming actually said. To give, because he said a whole lot of things. At one point in time, he said he want the government to succeed. He said other things. Focus on that. Tell the Liberian people, like, this is what Mr. Cumming said other things. But they too, the same thing they're accusing the government for, or the government responding, they're doing the same thing. They even forget about selling out there what Mr. Cumming saying. They may spend 3 hours on the show talking. Go out there and tell the people, look, these are the things that Mr. Cumming said. But instead, they leave it. They turn the whole thing around about how the minister and the deputy minister respond. That's what they focus on. So they're not helping Mr. Cumming, because if Mr. Cumming understand, he could have said, no. Y'all leader government people, y'all go and say the people what I said. I said a whole lot of things. Y'all forget about them. What Pierre said and his deputy minister, y'all leading. I don't get time for them.
They were focusing on the word.
So exactly. So he killed the whole substance of the whole 3 hours the man spent on sitting and talking.
Yeah. And they took that as he was referring to his physical structure. Which anybody would think, right? So I don't blame them for saying that, but I don't think that's what he was referring to. And if that was, he ready to play in the best way to kind of, because it can be both, right? It can be a word used for something else and for his physical structure as well. So Donna can also smartly and intelligently say, oh, this is what I meant by speaking about his political, weight or numbers or this, and maybe it would fit right in there. But then again, somebody can argue, say, oh, you're talking about his physical something, which if he was and he tried to switch it up, it would be, I would not go that far. I think that like disrespect, but then again, you don't know what he was referring to. So You can't dwell on that.
But look at it picking Avin Wuse. And Avin Wuse refer to that girl, the girl that in the state, I know, Minister of State. He called the girl political dwarf. What the girl named Cornella? He referred to, they just make fun out of it. So sometimes those things, look, the man started on 3 hours talking. Now the government can't stay the show. Oh, then the minister responded. This and that. They forget about everything that the old man said for that 3 hours. I don't know, man. You know?
Well,
And
it
these are the
tells
people
you that your debut, not debuting. But anyways, let's go to
yeah.
this y'all last something, right? Century wanna be hung on his CMC thing. Who's this guy?
That's Ellen, right?
That's Dabo. That's Dabo. That's Dabo.
That would be monument for her.
The devil of
So
our
this
time.
is Nigeria.
But,
what does Nigeria know about Ellen that we don't know? What do they have on her that we don't have that they building her a statue of this magnitude?
I thought they broke it. It's still standing.
Broke it for what?
There was some noise around in that state. People were talking about I don't know. I didn't follow, but there was noise around it. The same question asked me. People asking what she did before they can't be a monument for her.
Yeah, there was a protest there.
Yeah, there was a noise
in that place. They demanded that it comes down, that it was it was not in a right representation, you know, and that's factoring in her record. You know, that pretension.
So this is what is the Liberia TV. I think it's still there because something they said, man.
Oh, just that, man.
Monument honoring African first. I guess that's the reason. First female president unveiled in Imo State, Nigeria. A grand monument of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, African first female president and former leader of Liberia, stands proudly Owerri, Imo State, Nigeria. The statue was unveiled by the Imo State government as a tribute to her trailblazer and leadership and historic achievements in promoting democracy, peace, and women empowerment across Africa. That could be too. During her visit, Madame Sirleaf was also conferred with a national chieftaincy title and honor with Imo State's highest merit award. Wow. This lasting symbol celebrates her legacy as an outcome of progress and inspiration of women leadership across the continent. The Imo State people must really admire our president, our former president, because you all the admiration that they have for her and saying here we Liberians don't have that. So are they right? We may not agree with some of the things they said, but calling her Africa first female president, which is a fact, and saying that she's also her historical achievement in promoting democracy, peace, and women empowerment. Can we also say that?
This is a very old news. I don't know what interest you have in it tonight. It's a very old news here.
Well, I got it yesterday. We supposed to talk
but
about
I'm giving a bad drive of it. This statue you're seeing here, whatever it is, it was erected as far back as when Malanzeri was president in 2017, November to be exact. Yes.
So why are they making news today?
I've written about this thing before, many years ago. The thing more than 8 years old now. The thing was erected 2017. Yeah, that old news here, and there's nothing new about it. While she was president, this was erected for her in 2017, November. Ellen was still president.
So when did you guys see the protest then?
Which protest? I get social media hype, but the statue is still there. It has not been destroyed. That I can say to you.
When they build when they erected our statue in that state, the people there were they had some issues. The citizens of that state had some issues. They were questioning why is it why nobody, no governor, no former governor, no this and that. They were so there was little issues. So that's what I was asking, because the whole thing, that's what I was asking, whether it's still
Yeah, I
standing.
mean, it's still there.
Yeah.
Whether,
Because they were some people even demanding that the thing should come down, they should bring it down.
Oh, okay. So we think it's now Liberia TV now made me believe that it's a new news.
No, that old news.
Maybe that new one is not big, but
no, that's the same thing.
That's the same thing. Because I didn't know about it and make me believe that it's a new news.
No.
Let's talk about it. What do you guys think about, what they're saying about her? Agree? Would you guys build a statue in your state for her?
Well, historically, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, George Weah all deserve statue historically.
I said, let's talk about Eddie Antoinette, please.
No, but I'm giving you a context now. Mm-hmm. The fact that she was the first democratically elected female head of state, that is enough reason to remember her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, as I speak to you, students on the continent of Africa are learning about Ellen Johnson Sirleaf in the history classes. But again, we as a country, we don't remember our leaders. And I think it's because of the way they governed. While it's true her leadership was marked by entrenched corruption, her children in lucrative position, those are things we can also talk about. But the mere fact that being the first woman defying, the odds, that's enough ground for her study. But you talk about women empowerment, all the things. Where are the women that Ellen Johnson empowered? You go Liberia, women are still backward. Those people that she gave position to were already made. The Anthony Sai, you say that Ellen empowered Anthony Sai. Anthony Sai was already an established person.
Maybe in African politics, do you think?
In what?
Or Liberian politics, African politics.
Even Liberian politics, how many Liberian women got elected on Ellen party ticket? Even the footballing president, George Weah, had more female in the legislature than Ellen. Most of her candidates were, male dominant. So she really didn't do well for women. She was just a symbol of saying the fact that she's the first democratic elected woman, but when it comes to women empowerment, she didn't do well for women in our country. Let's be honest. Ellen ministers, you could not name more than 4 ministers of almost 20 plus. And, you couldn't name more than 4 that were female. You couldn't. I knew of the justice minister, the foreign minister, and I think another ministry. That's all. You can't go beyond 4 who were minister proper under her. So even when it comes to women representation within the executive, she didn't perform better there. That I can say. But the fact that she was the first Democratic leader, that's enough history, that we should preserve as a country. That's how I see it. But as it relates to that thing you're showing on the screen, is a very old news. That thing was erected when she was president. So there's nothing strange about that.
So when I seen this, I never seen it before anyway, so I don't know anything about it. When I saw
but it is a very old news.
When did that happen? Like, why will people in Nigeria have a statue of Ellen and not the people of Liberia? Which then when I realized it, well, maybe it's the whole first lady president on the continent and all of that. Like you said, that alone is a history for the continent and for Liberia. So maybe that could be, but yeah, but I didn't know it was way 8 years ago and stuff. I don't know why they're making the news now, but yeah. So, Mars, what do you think too?
Yeah, but I think, and they have study on Broad Street for Weah. Yeah, I think
broke it down.
Yeah, they broke it because that was the wrong era.
She said she was beautifying the city. That her justification.
You can't have statue for SKD. that was the perfect era to be
Yeah.
study for the
They got
president for
monument.
the.
They got monument on Broad Street. So why you broke that joke yesterday?
Yeah, but
They
no,
just it was just political reason, brother Morris. Let's be
they got
honest.
his,
So
they
what
got
was it? A
No,
football?
it was
The
actually a
playing
hazard.
football? Was
there
it the
was
time you were playing football? Or there's a footballing statue?
It was
Or
a
yeah,
hazard.
the
Uh,
football statue. Yeah, it has statue for you right opposite right by the opposite the church.
that
Where's
that
that church?
bro that bro in
yeah, then
Ramsey.
that wasn't a place.
Yeah,
The stadium would have been a perfect
yeah,
We
stadium,
also
go
had
Billy.
one.
something.
We
Huh?
also had one in Clarendon.
Yeah, go Billy go Billy
Yeah, maybe
SKD.
when
That
they
was the
go
right
when
place.
you're going
Mm.
towards the stadium
The
and
one in
big
Clarendon definitely was a
yard,
hazard.
Yeah,
people decided to put
but
it.
you know, on the issue of Madam Salif, right? I think, look, sometimes it's not even about the person. We have a society where over time women have been marginalized. You know, all over the world, even in America, where we are, it took time for women to even have the right to vote or to even own property. The same with Liberia. It took time for women to have equal right of owning property and making national decision to vote. So, you know, coming along that line for a female, the first female president, I think she deserved that, you know, her monument because it will serve as a motivation. It's not about her as a person, but it will serve as a motivation to say, look, our young girls our children, the women, so to speak, can say, you know what, we now reach to the point where women can become president. The fact that women can become president now, that means anybody can become president. So long you keep yourself, you train yourself, you go to school, you work
Yeah.
towards it, you can become president. So just in that line, I think, yeah. But on the other aspect, as
Yeah,
time went
so
on, for me, I didn't really, yeah, I was not really, you know, aligned with Madam Salif, you know, theory and philosophy. But just the fact that she became the first female president, that would serve as a motivation for the women, you know. Yeah, so that's all I can say about that.
So as if
what
being
I meant
Mhm.
was before you come into it, let me ask what I was saying is that Eric, I mean, like after her, a lot of females started coming into politics. You know, like the Maurice just said, everybody because they saw I said that if I become president, you had other females, you know, candidates still coming on the scene, wanted to run for president, and that wasn't something that usually happened in Liberia, was it? And even senators and stuff like that. So that could be another form of doing saying empowering women or something like that too.
No, but Amy getting it wrong. Even the election that Madam Salif won, there was a female candidate that contested in that election with Madam Salif, Margaret Thompson.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
but she
So
didn't. But she
there
didn't.
have always been women participation. The only area Madam Salif stood up. In fact, for Liberia, we had a female head of state before Madam Salif. We have Rusano Perry, who was an interim chair for the country. Right? So there have always been women participation in our
Yeah, well,
politics.
she wasn't Ruth Perry
Yeah,
She
yeah,
wasn't
but
democratically
yeah,
elected.
she
That we can
was
say.
yeah.
That's why we say Ellen was the democratic. In fact, why Ellen was president, we had a female president on the continent of Africa. Why she was president?
No, she actually was the
She was
first
the
female
first.
president.
No, I'm not saying she was not the first. I'm saying why she was president, we had a female president.
She
She was
emboldened people all around the world. That's what I'm trying to.
Eric,
Females.
no,
Eric,
but you're not getting my point. My
When she
point
won
is,
the president's there, females
uh-huh.
in other countries started to, you know,
The
come
rise
No,
up.
up.
no, not that they were winning, but they were not winning. So I'm saying while Madam Salif was president, we had a female president as well during her term. This woman was vice president. The president died and she took over.
Well,
The
come
country
on,
slipped my
man.
mind.
That's not the same.
but Eric,
My
Is
the
that
thing
point
is,
to
the
you, my point to you is,
same?
which I maintain, Ellen was the first democratically elected president on the continent of Africa. It's a fact on fact. However, people did not, women did not begin to participate in politics because of Ellen. No, women were participating even before Ellen. And even Liberia had an interim leader who was a female, Rusano Perry. So while it's true that I agree that her story is inspiring to give women hope, but even while she was still in the seat, women were already occupying presidential level. As I referenced to you, the lady who became president for one East African country. George, was it George Brenner? Yeah, George Brenner. Somebody can Google her country. George Brenner was president. Today we
Yeah, but
have somebody from Namibia who is a female, who is a president, democratically elected as well. Yeah. So I just thought to slide that in. Go ahead, brother.
yeah, but Eric, the thing is that if you look at history, right, over time, women have been marginalized. It took time for women to even get the right to vote, to even own property, right? So as time goes on, when those rights were given to women, they started trying, they started picking chance. Even calling that it just recently women started getting involved, even call on the radio, to even sit on the platform to discuss among men. It's just recently. So what we are saying is that the fact that Madam Salif could step in and challenge those men and become the and every one of them, that is the inspiration for the women. That's what we are
Yeah,
saying. We're
women
not
will
saying that women are
always
not be trying.
Yeah,
That
women
by
do.
itself is an inspiration, and that's why to end it. That's why they had. Remember they had a women colloquial. I don't know how they call it, colloquial. However they call it.
was it?
Song and a
Colloquial?
colloquial. Yeah, women colloquial. You know about it, right?
I don't know what that is.
The women colloquial. Where they invited all the women around the world to come in Liberia and had something like symposium, something they had it under Madam Salif or Madam Salif who organized it. Women all over the world, they came in Liberia to have that program.
Yeah, that
So you
could be
see,
the reason why they call them.
so these are all things that motivate women. We know that women have been trying, but to say to really go and challenge the men, But yeah, let's come in.
I'm about to say, look, at the end of the day, Ellen Johnson came to prominence by becoming a disruptor. A disruptor that birthed her political rise. And she was just a relentless freak. Who would have done anything to ascend to political power, to a point of even contributing to a civil crisis that claimed the lives of 250,000 individual lives. And the country will never forget over that. And she came with an absolute global support, international support, a support that I don't think the continent of Africa will see again. Unprecedented. Waving out of Liberia debt. Liberia became like, even when someone look at me today, say, Touré, I'll waive all your internal and external debt.
What?
In America.
I'm on it.
Oh man, Maurice, do you know how you feel? You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, it's a total relief.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of country the Oma
that bro began on Ellen.
Inherited, right?
Then she pressured back.
Obviously through her lobbying and all that stuff. She had friends in Washington, at the World Bank.
So she not deserve to have a monument for her?
No. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. The kind of people you don't.
But Musa deserve a statue.
You don't glorify their image. You don't glorify somebody that contributed to a civil crisis that claimed the lives of 250,000 people. You don't. How do you call this? You don't moralize those people. They don't deserve to be.
I understand his point now.
To be that.
But you made Taylor president, though.
She did not do anything. In actually addressing women issues in the country. The discrepancy in terms of opportunities, vocational education for women. That's not a priority of hers. Everything she did was just for face value.
But I heard under her administration, RIP was one of the things you couldn't hear about.
People replanting like bro on Madame Salif.
That's not true, my man.
Including government officials. What are you talking about?
Ellen Osatrap. You didn't hear about Ellen Osatrap?
Some of those things were literally placed underneath the rug.
I think under her administration, that's when the general ministry really works.
How about under her administration when that American girl, I don't know how do you call the organization that brought in a lot of rapists in the country?
More than me. Under
her watch. What happened? Come on, man. There are a lot of things that happen in our country.
Rip all the girls and infested them with HIV and AIDS.
On that old man. But they try to play that thing underneath the rug. It was later on when she left, a team of investigators left from America here and they started interviewing some of the victims. And these things were happening under Madame Salif. You know what I'm saying, right? The only thing Ellen had power over, she had power over media. She invested a lot of money in media. And you know where she took that playbook from? From the West. They invest in propaganda. They pay big dollars to media institutions, right? And these people will now go ahead and run all this propaganda, turning lies into true and all that stuff. I'm not trying to blemish anything or whitewash the Madame Salif in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, you see, that's what the West did by giving her the Nobel Peace Prize.
You know what I mean, right? Yeah, that's exactly what they did, Lane Lakbo. Because they felt that she would be the person that will come and forgive, America's sin, on a Liberian continent. I mean, on a Liberian, or soil after all of the things that they have done to our country, and a lot of people are looking at it. And that's why when that girl, Dr. Patel, came on the last time and say Labron need to, re-examine, her special relationship with the United States. A lot of people took that thing out of context.
Now, Eric, no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, this is a lady who are not just talking.
She was not just talking to the Americans.
She was not just some
talking.
You
guys love my name. So you looking for me.
It's not what I go bring somebody to talk to the Americans, right?
She was not just some talking time, right? This is a girl that grew up in a system. Not only that, she's a professor in that terrain of international relations. She understands these things. Mm-hmm. When she's talking about we need to re-examine our special relationship, what our special relationship that we have with America have taken us?
Isn't it special for us, not for them?
You know what I mean? Like, why? And I have said this and I'll continue to say, we don't need a US dollar in our country. We don't.
No, we don't. Jeff is the color on our money there. We go.
We do not.
It
benefits America.
Looking money there.
It benefit America more than it benefit us.
Seriously.
So to close on this, Morris. So when you see some of us, the kind of opposition that we have about this thing, because, bro, we know a thing or two now because we've been in the country long enough. We went to school here. We're not listening to some, world-renowned, economists. Like if you look at Professor Sage, I recommend anybody to follow that paper on YouTube. John.
Sure, I know you're not doing promotion.
Like if you listen to these individuals, these people go into into geopolitical issues. So at the end of the day, Madame Sally was dressed, in the kind of, Western appeasement garment,
Looks
and
like
brought to
African
us,
garment to me.
and everybody was like, yeah. How many billions of dollars actually went into Liberia under Madame Sally turn? And what did that turn into?
Billion?
Billions of dollars with a B, Amy. You know what I'm saying?
They said $16 billion direct investment.
You know what I'm saying? And,
Wow.
and guess what happened?
That fills all of our roles.
Do you know what happened to the $5 billion loan that Ethiopia took? It transformed Ethiopia right now. The people got almost 500 airlines.
You see?
You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, we can't even get us. You know what, man? I'm tired.
Yeah. But we're closing now.
Yeah, we're closing. Let me play the last to me and then we'll close.
Are they chicken pop? I know chicken pop they got.
Chicken pop.
It's very scary. I do not know which part of Liberia this thing happening because the lady did not mention which part of Liberia this is. But I believe
I know monkey paws or chicken paws.
If the government put their feet down, they will know which part of Liberia is happening. You see, when Chinese people rush into one country, Chinese people, when you see a bunch of Chinese people rushing into your country, they are not there for good reason most times. Most times, they are not there for good reason. All these small Chinese companies, they're there for the personal gain. At the end, it's disastrous to that country. We are forgetting a lot of things. We are leaving a lot of things by only looking at politician day, who president, who not president. Our country is going down. This video is scary. If nothing will make you scared, let the video make you scared as a Liberian. And please share this video until it gets to the people in authority. Let them know what to do about it. For China or Chinese people to be digging sand under the ground in your country and exporting it, it means a lot. It's not only the fact that they're taking mineral and all that thing from all of the sand, but also erosion for tomorrow. Your country will sink. So and Liberia is a very small country. This is scary. This is not about politics. This is not about party. This is not nothing, no sentiment. It's about reality. If you are a Liberian and you watch the video and you cannot share this video until you get to the authorities, something must be wrong with you. I'm so pissed off and I don't know what to say. But meanwhile, yes, the video, watch the video, guys.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, like I said to you guys when I was on the beach, that the Chinese were digging on my property and digging the black sand. That heap of black sand you saw, this is the finished product. This is how the baggage is and exported out of our country. Mass and mass of sand, black sand load from here straight out of this country. Nobody check on them. Nobody does anything about it, but they take the amount of mineral from all our country and export it. Trucks and trucks loads of sand leaves their country every day, according to these Chinese people. When you ever go to China and even touch the beach of their land, these Chinese people for little or nothing undermining this country all over this place. This is what I'm telling you about. This is the finished product. There's another side. You see it? Mass and mass and mass of black sand. These Chinese people pull it in trucks and take these trucks away. From here, the black sand is so expensive on the international market. And this is why they are behind. They never came to help us develop, but rather they came, get our black brothers, they $5, $10 in their pockets, and export all the mineral out of this country. I just want to expose them. I just need to expose them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happened in our motherland. Our motherland, Liberia. This is what the Chinese are doing to us in our land. Thank you.
If the government put their feet down, they will know which part of Liberia is happening.
Okay, it was going to different things. Oh my God.
Yo, but you can't play one video and take it down.
I'm telling you, I don't know who's in charge right now, but it's always extending to something else. But yeah, guys, I just thought I'd play that. I don't know, Lane. I really don't know I don't know if they're hiding and doing it or whatever they're doing. I have no idea.
I think that video, that old video too, though.
I really don't know.
That video old. I didn't play that last year.
That particular, if you don't stop telling me everything is old here, that video is old.
I remember playing video like that.
Yeah, but it wasn't that one.
I think that is an old story. I think it's a recycle story.
How can I keep landing on my oh, Lane just confirmed that it is.
Yeah, we actually covered with Nelson, Amy.
Okay, I'm done. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not bringing no more story as I see everything.
Yeah.
I'm not bringing any more.
Yeah, I don't have a closing.
You already closed, my man.
Yeah.
But you already closed.
Yeah,
no, you know how our basis look. Yeah, direct foreign direct investment is not that money that taking and give it to the government. It just after the war, the amount of money that went in the country by different people to invest. That's just about foreign investment, foreign direct investment. But let me say this, right? You see, Toure, my brother, and these are some of the reasons why Liberia continue to be like this, right? We continue blaming Madam Salif or the person will continue blaming our war. Look, at times in life, you just got to move on. Even you as a person, as an individual, as a person, you got to move on with yourself. Pick up yourself and move on. That's all about it. Look, other countries for a war. Rwanda that today, one of the best cities in Africa, probably in the world. Rwanda for a war. We also human beings were lay on the ground. After the war, the people pick up. Sierra Leone, Nicaragua, Japan. Today we're looking at Japan, the first country that tested atomic bomb years back. Our war finished almost 30 years. 30 years. We have not gone nowhere. Almost like the war just finished today. Nowhere. The worst of all, whoever that sponsored the war, whether Madam Saleh pay 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, at the end of the day, we make the same people will get in power. So how can we even have that discussion? How can that discussion even be a valid conversation? We make all of them, we get all of them power. Angola, General Savimbi, when he had election, he lose election. In Sierra Leone, Faure Sanko lose election all over. But here, we take the same people and get in power, and we refuse. We as citizens, to just say, you know what, our country suffer a lot. Let's move the country forward. Instead of directing our loyalty to the country, we share our loyalty to individuals, to politicians. So, I mean, almost 30 years ago, the war finished, we're still blaming. How can we? It's just, look, like I said, not much to say. We refuse to pick our rags and move on as a country. That's what we are today. You know, it's just sad. I don't know who will come and make the and turn the table around. But it's just sad, brother. You know. But I'll give it back to you, Amy. I look sleepy.
Where's the host today?
To really host.
Yeah, so basically, as we close the curtains on this special edition of the Liberian Watch News
Nightly Exchange,
on the Liberian Watch News Network. Thank you, MEC. You know the thing, so it come easy to you. I just want to say thank you to all of our viewers, past and present, and those that are viewing us currently. We want to say thank you guys for participating in our show tonight and previous shows. For all those that took their time to share, invite somebody,
like
and,
comment.
and all those that are commenting. You guys won't believe how much joy we take from these comments. It really keeps all going. And you guys can see we highlight some of them on the screen, and we appreciate you holding us accountable. Lane Lakov felt that our going the other way.
You have gone the other way.
I'm not going the other way, but my man Lane Lakov say I am, but is his words against my words?
Walks like a duck.
Is
like a duck.
Is Lane Lakov words against my words, and then the truth, and the truth shall set me
like
free.
A duck is a duck.
And the truth shall set me free. We want to say thank you to Fix Electronics. Why the guy keep calling me DJ Toure for? My man, not DJ, but yeah, my man.
Thanks, Electronics. You need to put your real name up. I know you're trying to highlight your business.
And the man be promoting your business on our platform, man.
He's one of our island followers. He's been with us.
I know he is.
Late night. He's been there all the way. I'm pretty sure, but you don't even have any information on this stuff. If people want to contact you, how they're supposed to do that?
Exactly. Maybe you can send us your flyer. We can share it. And then if you start making money, then you start chipping into.
Yeah.
That is too doing it. This is a family platform. But we just want to say thank you, man, to everybody. Fix Electronics. I want to say Lane Lakov, obviously our most consistent, follower.
To you. Lane Lakov speaking Kolokwa to you.
And then let Lane Lakov. Sekou, want to say thank you, Sekou, for your contribution. Lane Lakov don't see the man damn toy ici so.
Who?
Lane Lakov.
You seen Lane before?
We didn't see the man picture. I don't see him pressing, but I see the man picture. We actually friends on Facebook.
I think you seen him before in person. Lena is like a hitting somebody. He probably seen somebody around before.
Man.
Lane had this when I first seen the name, I was like, Lane Lakov. Leo, you gotta tell us the meaning. Where you get our name from? So maybe I'm lost.
It's funny. I went to school with a young man named carries the same last name.
Lakbo.
Tatos Lakbo. Yeah. I don't know if there's.
So it's a common name in Liberia.
But I went to school with a brother who name was Tatos Lakbo. His brother worked immigration in Nimba. Edwin Lakbo.
Maybe Lynn is related to them. You never know.
I don't know if there's any link there, but yeah, but that is a very, but yeah, man, want to say thank you to everybody, man. Amy,
thank you guys. Thank you. Continue to share the show after. Continue to comment. Continue to like.
The message to I'm gonna fatten, my man.
We trying to make you 6 already, so.
I'm funny, man, my man. My man, just take the win, bro. Just take the win, Lane. Just take the win, my guy.
But you don't enjoy, so Lane, like, well, you don't enjoy, so you
my man, you thought it in George. You probably thought it in Morris. You thought it in definitely you thought it in Anthony.
No, if Anthony were here right now, he'd be yelling.
But Mario, why you laughing for?
No. You cannot tell me that Lee is
me. Like was no relation with my man. Tatos Lakbo. He said parent king straight up from Pluto.
Yeah. He probably know those people.
This guy is a character, man. But I let Lane Lakbo is a straight shooter. The moment you start drifting, the man will bring you right back to your corner.
Anthony, man.
He's still going. He's still live.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something.
still. But yeah, man, Lean, my man. Good night, bro. Good night to everybody. We'll catch up with you tomorrow again. Right, Amy? And one tomorrow.
God's willing. Yep. Tomorrow we'll be here.
All right. We shall.
Good night, y'all. Have a blessed night and sweet dreams.